Think she can't get a last-second clutch? Watch this. Think he can't carry his team while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every challenge. Now it's your turn. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
그렇지만 되게 재밌게 지금 즐기고 있거든요. 분위기를 이벤트도 많고 해가지고 굉장히 오늘 즐겁게 보고 있습니다. 시청하고 있습니다. 선수로 나오고 싶네요.
문파원들끼리 모여가지고 또 화합할 수 있는 자리 만들어줘서 고맙고 생각보다 재밌네요. 역시 비무 경기보다 중계도 더 재밌어진 것 같고 경기도 훨씬 흥미진진하게 이루어져서 훨씬 재밌는 컨텐츠인 것 같아요.
다음번엔 저가 기회가 된다면 꼭 선수로 오겠습니다.
말할 것도 없이 차우빈 선수 99%다 했습니다. 차우빈 선수가. 저희는 차우빈 선수 말만 듣고 그래서 우승하셨습니다. 원파원들 응원해주는 분들 너무 고맙죠.
얘들아 곱창 상금으로 곱창 고마워.
잘 먹을게.
솔직히 기대 안 하고 즐기려고 나왔는데 생각보다 훨씬 좋은 성적을 거두게 되어서 정말 기쁩니다.
상금 문파원들한테 어떻게 베풀 생각은 없나요?
아니, 베풀 생각은 없습니다.
문파원들이 우리한테 뭘 베풀어 하지 않나.
로또 파이팅!
저희 팀은 16킬 했어요. 저가 거기서 아마 반 정도 한 것 같아요. 네, 지루하게 하는 것보다 좀 빨리빨리 하는 걸 좋아해가지고 킬 욕심 많이 나서 그렇게 했었던 것 같아요. 중간에 죽어서 너무 아쉬워요. 계속 킬할 수 있었는데. 아무래도 이렇게 존버하는 게 좀 게임은 이길 수 있는데 그런 것보다 게임은 즐기려고 하는 거니까 좀 시원시원하게 하는 게 좋을 것 같아요.
파이팅!
가는 경우도 굉장히
지금 벌써 싸움부터 붙어요?
이게 케어로 온 거 아닙니다. 이거 대회예요.
네.
그렇습니다.
아니 뭐 싸운다면 저희가 말리진 않습니다.
여기서 보이는 탭팀과 지금 소년대도 보이거든요.
안혁기,
네.
HH가 저희가 뭐 수풀이라든가 뭐 폭포라든가 집안이라든가 이런 데 숨을 줄 알았었는데
네.
생각보다 싸움이 좀 많이 펼쳐지고 있는 편.
아,
출신 있잖아요.
저도 간부 출신 아닙니까?
네.
이런 데 귀찮아서 안 와요. 근데 오다가
자,
들어왔죠.
거기를
이걸
네.
바로
빨리 왔다가 지금 와.
한평. 이거 뭐죠?
왔죠.
깜짝 놀랐어요.
네.
서로 깜짝 놀랐어요. 뛰어가-
그럴 수가 없습니다. 타겟팅이 됩니다.
여기서
홍석근!
그 천하지만 밖으로만
그렇죠.
벗어나게 하면 이거 몰라요.
네, ABC 킬 엄청 먹었습니다. 박승민이.
혹시나 누가 사령 투척하고 하고 있으면
여기서
다 밀어내고
다 밀어냈어.
2대1대1
2대1랑
2대1대1
안혁기!
아웃될 것 같죠? 아웃됐습니다.
이거 지금
여기서 태양의 빔대규! 차차차차차차!
설마 이거
네,
2대1이야? 2대1이야?
이렇게 되면 한 명만 1위 점수를 가져가기 때문에 역전의 기회가 얼마든지 있거든요.
홍석근이 있는데! 홍석근이 있는데! 홍석근!
삼석근으로
네.
이번 경기 잡아내야죠.
네.
본인도
김태현은 자기랑 이름이 똑같거나 생긴 게 되었는데
뒤덮습니다. 못 들어가요. 못 들어가요.
탄탄한 스토리와 임팩트 강한 타격감, 동서양의 조화를 내세운 그래픽으로 유저들의 사랑을 받아온 MMORPG 블레이드&소울. 하지만 무엇보다 블레이드&소울이 오랜 명성을 이어올 수 있었던 이유는 바로 e스포츠와의 성공. 2014년 격투 콘텐츠 비물을 활용 관전 모드를 도입해 e스포츠로 도약할 준비를 마친 것은 물론 이묘한과 홍진호의 스페셜 매치로 2천여 명의 관중을 환호케 하며 화제몰이에 성공했는데, 또한 한중 최강자를 가리는 국가대항전을 개최 총 상금 3억 원 규모로 확대 리그의 격을 높인 결과 티켓 오픈 4분 만에 매진을 기록하며 글로벌 무대로의 진출 가능성까지 입증했다. 그리고 2015년 본격적인 세력 확장에 나선 블레이드&소울. 첫 e스포츠 정규 리그인 블레이드&소울 토너먼트로 축포를 쏘아올린 후 매년 수준 높은 경기로 유저들을 열광케 했는데, 특히 월드 챔피언십으로 해외 유저들에게, 문파 대전으로 일반 유저들에게 기회의 장을 열어주며 e스포츠로의 진입 장벽을 낮추는 데 앞장선 블레이드&소울. 또한 2016년에는 변수 창출이 가능한 태그 매치로, 2017년에는 싱글과 태그를 혼합한 믹스 매치로 경기 방식을 진화시키며 대회의 완성도를 높이기 위한 도전을 멈추지 않았는데, 물론 경기 외적인 성장도 놓치지 않았다. 2016년부터 피버 페스티벌을 개최하며 e스포츠를 단순한 게임 리그가 아닌 함께 즐기는 문화축제로 성장시킨 것. 이렇듯 끊임없는 변화의 노력으로 국내 유일무이한 MMORPG e스포츠로 우뚝 선 블레이드&소울. 그리고 2019년 이제 이 모든 것을 새로운 콘텐츠로 함께한다. MMORPG의 혁명, 배틀로얄로 펼쳐지는 사슬 군도가 그 주인공. 천라지망이 조여오는 전장 속에서 총 90명의 선수가 최고의 조합과 전략을 선보이며 최후의 생존자가 되기 위한 사투를 벌인다. 과연 사슬 군도 첫 정규 리그에서 초대 챔피언의 영광을 가져갈 팀은 어디인지, 그 치열한 생존 배틀이 지금 펼쳐진다.
하나, 둘, 셋. 반갑습니다.
너무 진짜 연기 통하지 말자면서.
근데 너 왜 어제 연락 안 받았냐? 어제 연락했어?
그냥 어제 그저께도 개무시하던데?
아니 나 핸드폰 어제 개통했어.
아니 디스코드로 보냈잖아. 그래서 친구로서 정말 좀 넌 그렇다. 윤태처럼만 착했어도 네가
맞지? 윤태 군대 안 갔다 왔어 그래. 야 그래서 군대 언제 가냐?
윤태는 작년에 나한테 대회 끝나고 나서 나는 다음 주에 무조건 난다고 진짜 막 선언을 하고.
아니 무슨 다 간대.
이번 월챔이 이제 마지막 대회라서 입대를 해야 돼요.
간다 해놓고 근데 보니까 대회를 연습을 하고 있더라고 윤태가. 넌 언제 가?
곧 갈 것 같아. 이런 거 다 나왔다니까 이거 봐. 저 내년에 안 나오겠습니다. 난 내년에 없어.
아니 그러면은 불소판에서 군대 안 간 사람 신겸이 안 갔고 윤태형 안 갔고 윤재형 안 갔고.
나 때는 말이야.
너 갔다 왔어?
아 갔다 왔지. 나는 불소 대회 나오기 전에 갔다 왔어.
근데 역시 군대 갔다 오니까 손이 굳긴 굳네. 게임하는 거 보면 좀 못하긴 해. 검사는 끌려감 하나에 잘하고 못하고를 판단하는데 이재준 선수는 그 타이밍을 잘 모르는 것 같아서 못하긴 해.
총 쏘다가 좀 굳었어? 총 쏴봤어?
무슨 총 쐈는데?
못 쐈지. K2인가? 총기 번호 같이?
그거 메이커 이름 아니야?
아 진짜 밑에 있어서 잘못 쐈겠네 진짜.
그거 등산복
메이커
아니야?
이름 아니냐고?
등산복 아니야?
뭐 하시는데요 요즘에? 저도 알바하는데.
나도 한때는 편의점 알바했었어. 편의점 가면 일단은 폐기되는 음식 있지. 진짜 그거 먹으면
집에 가져갔어.
살이 빠질래야 빠질 수가 없어. 야.
아 그래서 최근에 살찐 게 그것 때문이다?
요즘 그것 때문에 살쪘는데 윤재는
저는 그냥 알바가 아니라 좀 매니저 같은 역할이라가지고요. 물건도 발주 넣고.
와. 발주만 넣고 그러면 잡일은 알바생이 다 할 거 아니야.
그러니까 동등으로 좀 봐주시면 안 되고.
편부심. 편부심.
나는 일 안 한다. 난 잡일 안 한다.
나 내 손 못 쓰겠다.
나는 잡일 안 하고.
저는 원래 손에 물 묻히고 자란 사람이 아니라서 그런 묻어있더라고요.
너 근데 아이 됐을 때 물 많이 묻혔잖아.
그때 또 형들 설거지 좀 해야죠 제가.
야 무조건 시킨다고 하지 마라. 우리가 셔츠처럼 보이잖아 임마. 그거 그렇게 시키는 대로 하면은 임마 성이 도시락 난 먹지도 않는데.
형들 컵 닦을 때만 해도 진짜.
근데 시간이 너무 많이 흘렀다. 벌써 너무
보였어.
근데 이번에는 하던 사람들이 많이 없잖아.
아니 오니까 인사를 하려고 하는데 할 사람이 없어.
아는 사람이 없어. 왔는데
오히려 처음 왔을 때는 다 직원분들인 줄 알고.
맞아.
나보고 누가 인사하길래 갑자기 예 안녕하세요.
야 근데 너 팀 이름 진짜 한준
HJH?
그거 진짜 기리려고 쓴 거야? 먼저 가신 분의 선배님을 기리기 위해서?
그때 나랑 윤재랑
그분이랑
그분하고
그냥 같이 얘기하고 있었어가지고.
뭐 얘기 꺼내면 안 되는 볼드모트 같은 건가?
아 그것까지는 아닌데 그냥 그분이랑 같이.
이건 꺼내 상관없잖아. 준호 형.
왜 두려워해?
이제 가신 분이니까 뭐.
근데 니들 이번에 점수 어떻게 올렸냐? 문파대전 때는 그냥 좀 버티는 쪽이 좀 확실히 유리했는데 지금은 어떻게 될지 모르겠어.
변수가 너무 많아. 지금은 킬도 하고 등수도 유지해야.
전장하시던 분도 되게 잘하고 인도하시는 분도 어느 정도 템 사용이 일단 제일 중요한 거라서.
내가 봤을 때 비모하는 사람이 제일 못해.
맞아. 다들 있잖아 1대1 하거나 무조건 자기가 이긴다는 마인드.
자신감을 가지면 안 돼.
맞아. 자신감.
자신감.
나는.
그래서 자신감을 좀 죽여야 되거든. 나 죽겠다 이 생각을 갖고 있어야지 좀.
어차피 눈 맞추면 누가 때리든 한 방이거든.
지금 조가 좀 A조가 헬이잖아.
맞아. 나 그거 보고.
A조 진짜 헬이야. 와.
정말 잘한다고 느꼈던 사람들이 다 있더라고요 A조에. 그냥 다 있는 것 같아. 한 팀도 안 빠지고.
5팀을 뽑은 거지 거기서. 와 진짜 빡세겠다.
A조에 형은 견제되는 팀 있어요?
우리 그 호기촌에서 항상 윤태네 만나거든.
호기촌 지킴이.
맞아? 그래서 둘이서 안 오는 거 아니야?
무조건 가지. 남자면 호기촌이지.
이번에 A조 경기에서 시작부터 킬 날 수도 있어. 1분 만에.
파이팅.
가는 경우도
지금
여기
벌써
싸움이
초반부터부터요?
일어났어요. 1쾌하러 온 거 아닙니다. 이거 대회예요.
네.
그렇습니다.
아니 뭐 싸운다면 저희가 말리진 않습니다.
여기서 보이는 탭팀과 지금 소년태도 보이거든요.
네.
HH가 저희가 뭐 수풀이라든가 뭐 폭포라든가 집안이라든가 이런 데 숨을 줄 알았었는데
네.
생각보다 싸움이 좀 많이 펼쳐지고 있는 편.
저도
출신이시잖아요.
저도 간부 출신 아닙니까?
네.
이런 데 귀찮아서 안 와요. 근데 오다가 거기를
이걸
네.
바로
빨리 왔다가 지금 와.
한평.
이거 뭐죠?
지금
깜짝 놀랐어요.
네.
깜짝 놀랐어요. 그럴 수가 없습니다. 타겟팅이 됩니다. 뭐야? 홍석근!
홍석근 그 청하지만 밖으로만
그렇죠.
벗어나게 하면 이거 몰라요.
네, ABC 킬 엄청 먹었습니다. 박승민이.
혹시나 누가 사령 쫓아가고 있으면
여기서
다 밀어내고
다 밀어냈어.
2대1대1
2대1랑
2대1대1
안혁기 지금
아웃될 것 같죠?
아웃됐습니다.
이거 지금
여기서 태양의 빔대규. 차차차차차.
설마 이거
네,
2대1이야?
2대1이야.
이렇게 되면 한 명만 1위 점수를 가져가기 때문에 역전의 기회가 얼마든지 있거든요.
홍석근이 있는데. 홍석근이 있는데. 홍석근.
삼석근으로 이번 경기 잡아내야죠. 본인도.
김태현은 자기랑 이름이 똑같거나 생긴 게 되었는데.
뒤덮습니다.
못 들어가요.
못 들어가요.
Welcome everyone to another day of Blade and Soul Tournament Korea 2019. My name is Joe Sophie. Joining with me for another day is going to be Ending Life. And if you guys caught us on action last week, we did go to Shackled Owls. It's going to be our default format of play. And got to see a lot of interesting things because we haven't seen Shackled Owls being implemented in an esports format other than last time around. So coming in 1 week later, we have a lot of thoughts about what we can expect from a lot of these players, because the players we'll see today from Group B, whereas Group A we saw a lot of these popular players, the players that we knew, and teams formed around them. Group B is a little bit more unknown factors because we have a lot of these players that we've never seen for the first time, and we will get to see, kind of expect to see what we can get out of them.
Yeah, we'll have to see, because like you were saying, a lot of the players, most of the players are kind of unknown to us because we're used to the PvPs, right? We're used to the 1v1, 3v3 tag team match scene. So in Group A, there were a lot of players like that. In Group B, other than two teams, all the other teams, all 13 other teams are unknown to us. So probably unknown to you guys as well. But I did a little bit of digging with the Korean casters and some of the players, and just asked around, like, what do you think is going to happen today compared to last week? And all of them were saying that Group B could possibly have the champion.
Oh, okay.
So they're saying that Group B is a lot stronger because even though they are unknown to the PvP scene, there are a lot of great players that have been practicing and playing Shackled Owls.
Yeah,
So
we'll come to see if that becomes a true thing. But yeah, we do have the Group A match already done and finished from 21st of July last week. We're on 28th of July today, another Sunday where we're here for Group B action. It's going to be exactly the same, 45 players playing today. 3-man squads from all the way up to 15 teams that we'll have today. And of course, just like last week, we will have the top 5 of each group advance to the finals. So we'll have 10 to go up to the finals. And the bottom 10 will be going down to the losers bracket, where we're going to have next week have 20 teams all together fighting it out for the last few spots to go on to the finals in the end. But looking at the prize pool, it's a very, very large prize pool that we have, 114 million Korean won. And this is going to be separated through first all the way down to 30th, being 30 million Korean won being given to our first place and 20 million to our second. And most importantly, we have to kind of know that the first and second place team, which is going to be 6 players in the end, they will be qualifying to the World Championship that we're going to have later in the year.
Yep, and on your screen right now, the highlighted from Group A that are on top are the 5 teams that just did so well. They're going to go straight to the finals. And the unhighlighted, or not highlighted, the 10 teams will be going to the losers bracket, and we'll figure that out for Group B today as well. And like we were talking about, Group B is kind of like a mystery, more of a mystery compared to Group A, because Group A was a mystery to us because Shackled Isles being debuted in esports was the first time ever for us as well as you guys. So it was new. However, now Group B, the players are unknown to us. So now it's going to be more of a surprise to see and to find out which teams or which players will be those quote-unquote superstars that could possibly, be the champions.
Yeah, you're looking at the list now, and 15 teams that we're going to be watching out for to see how exactly they do. And because we can look at the team names and not even know who the players are in it. So we're going to have to wait just a little bit to kind of get the player introduction to see if there are any familiar faces that you guys might recognize. We're going to go to the event page soon, but once again reminding you guys that you guys aren't applicable for the rewards unless you're playing the Korean servers. You have to always mention that. So there's no confusion before going to. So you don't want to be kind of waiting for that secret code and try to type it in your EU or your NA clients and finding out that doesn't work, and just try to complain to us later on, DMing us on Twitter saying why didn't it work. We already told you it's not going to work for you guys.
Well, this is the event that you can't, apply for or do or jot down the secret code. However, a lot of the audiences that you saw here before when the cameraman showed us, there's actually quite a bit of audience here in the offline stage, and they get all these events, and they get some coupons too, like maybe a couple more coupons compared to the Koreans that are watching from home, other than the secret code. So yeah, a lot of stuff are being given out. However, I want to talk a little bit more about the teams that we are not familiar with, which is majority of the 15 teams, and there's a lot of female players. I have the player list. I have you have the team list, and I was looking through it to just get a little bit more information because they're all new, and this is probably the first time and possibly the last time where I'll see this many female players participating in an offline esports event.
And we kind of want to encourage that, right? I mean, this culture of more female players, more female gamers wanting to participate in this high-level competition. And we do have it for Blade and Soul, where we previously had just a couple of female players being represented, and they did a great job. But with this many in terms of quantity, it is definitely a first time for all of us. So definitely would like to promote this and encourage more female gamers to get out there and try to be a little more competitive. And you can never say the guys will always beat the girls. That never becomes the case. So you always want to keep your hopes high, and we'll see how these female players do because we have a lot of them. So out of the ones that we have, we might have a couple of them go up to the finals in the end. We know that Min Jung-ho and her team was able to make it to the finals last week. So definitely counting nobody out in this perspective. So we watched the first week ending, and we kind of saw what the players kind of reacted to and kind of the play style that players really resorted to at the end. And the first few games were a little bit more passive, just camping around in different places, but became more action-oriented the more we went on.
Yeah, so we'll have to see, because will Group B continue the trend of Group A, or will Group B have another way of doing things, like, for example, just fighting at the beginning, maybe overlapping their landmarks or looting phases in the early game, whereas Group A, we saw different teams do different things.
Yeah, so we're going to go to a VCR to see what the players have said coming into this week. So let's hear what they have to say.
대회를 연습을 하고 있더라고, 윤태가. 넌 언제 가?
난 곧 갈 것 같아.
좀 싸갔어? K2인가? 그거 메이커 이름 아니야?
아, 진짜 미필드로 날 못 쓰겠네, 진짜.
근데 우리 팀들은 다 이제 남자들만 있는데 팀에 여성분이 항상 있으신 것 같아요.
지수도 그렇고.
하나, 둘, 셋.
실력으로 나오기보다는 살짝 재밌게 플레이하자.
남자랑 나오는
그것도 그거.
재밌다.
그것도 아니지. 야, 그건 또 아닌데. 이렇게 노는 사람들끼리 오다 보니까 야, 너 나가볼래?
그러니까 평소에도 그렇게 노신다는 거는
평소에도 남자랑 잘 놀잖아.
잘 노는데 이제 대회 시즌이 되면 내 옆에가 다 없더라고.
하긴 남자들 중에서 너랑 같이 팀하고 싶은 사람이 없긴 해. 왜냐면 게임은 이겨야 재밌는데 이기지 못하잖아.
맞지.
그게 맞지.
저번 문파대전에서 윤태랑 같이 했었잖아, 재준이랑.
얘 때문에 망했어.
근데 이건 얘 때문이야.
아니 지가 존버하지.
뭐야, 우리 이 팀명이 뭐였어? 존버 메타였잖아.
자, JBMT 어제 적인데 오늘은 또 한 팀이 됐어요. 같은 팀 손윤태 위에서 지켜보고 있습니다. 왜죠? 이재준의 평소의 위치가
우리 그때 연습을 안 했잖아. 뇌피셜로 하던 게 잘 안 됐지. 근데 범인은 윤태였어.
이번에 한번 만나면 서열 정리 좀 해야겠네.
A조에서 올라오세요 일단은.
3등 HJH가 올라갔고요.
B조가 진짜 대체적으로 좀 쉽다고 생각되는 조긴 한데 근데 거기서도 흥금이는 좀 불안해.
아니. 맞지. 보여줄게.
근데 그거 알지? 보는 거는 또 그 못하는 사람들끼리 붙는 게 더 재밌는 거.
원래 개싸움이 더 재밌다고.
A조가 좀 더 해리인데 B조 경기보다 더 재밌을 거거든?
A조 때 잘하는 사람들이 많아서 좀 배워야 돼. 좀 플레이하는 것 좀.
나는 배울 게 없어. 형이나 배워.
맞아? 응. 배울게. 사슬군도에서 좋은 조합이나.
솔직히 조합도 조합인데.
야, 사령 투축 한 90개 있으면 무조건 1등 할 것 같은데.
야, 조합 뭔데? 너네 팀 조합 뭐야?
안 알려줄 건데?
아니, 조합
안 알려줘.
이것도 안 돼?
전력 중 하나인데 어떻게 놓치지?
우리는 말할게. 우리는
얘네는 다 원챔이잖아.
아니 형 기본사 써야 돼 기본사.
근데 기관사가 좋기도 좋은데
어떤 면에서 좋아? 좋은 점이 뭔데?
안 알려줄 거야. 니네는 없잖아. 왜 자꾸 알아가려고 그래 너는?
나 좀 배우려고 왔어 나는.
혼자 좀 연습 좀 해. 야, 저번에 내가 문파대전에서 그 홍석근 해서 좀 실패한 경험이 있는데
이게 홍석근의 단점. 단점이
근데 이번에 패치를 했잖아.
그치.
그래서 니들은 그게 지금 좋은 거 같아, 안 좋은 거 같아?
근데 우리 팀은 안 먹어. 우리 팀은 그게 홍석근이 되면은 이동의 제약이 너무 많아서. 근데 버티기는 좋더라.
홍석근. 나는 통증을 못 느껴. 나는 홍석근.
마지막에 남으면 버티기는 좋은데 이게 뿅망치에 너무 취약하지 않나.
못 쓰네.
망치도 망치인데 아이템
못 쓰네.
맞아?
먹지 말라 해.
조용히 해. 여기는 내가 봤을 때 아직 몰라. 너는 모든 아이템 성능을 알고 있긴 해?
그럼.
모르는 것 같은데?
사령 투척 사기, 사족 투척 사기.
대회에서 봐.
올라와서 보자고.
니네는 홍석근 영수 잡으러 가냐?
전략이야?
비밀이지.
역겹다.
너 똑같아. 니도 똑같아.
그럼 마지막 형네는요 형?
우리는 먹어.
죽나 보자. 홍석근.
이유가 뭐죠?
그냥 좋아.
기절 맞는 경우가 너무 많던데.
아니 생각을 해봐. 그리고 탈기쿨이 10몇 초야. 근데 그도 10몇 초 동안 맞아도 죽어?
아니 죽는 게 문제가 아니라 형 뿅망치로 날라지고.
그러니까 이거는
전략이 있지.
역겹다.
알지? 역시 삐져나오는 거 봐.
비조랑 예전 좀 격이 다르긴 하다.
아니 그럼 니네는 1회차에 그냥 결승 가겠다는 마인드야?
하루 결승 때 먹고 한 3주 쉬려고 집에서.
ABC가 1위를 먹었습니다.
재준이는 3주 연속. 3주가 아니지. 2주에서 끝나겠다. 2주에서 끝나겠다. 야, 내가 3주가 아니라 너 한 2주에서 끝날 것 같아. 나는 용진이랑 재준이가 좀 정해서 만났으면 좋겠어, 한 곳에서.
바로 잡으러 가야죠.
주먹이 안 오면 뭐다?
쫄리는 거지.
오케이.
야, 나 비조 경기 집에서 기대하면서 볼게.
So we heard a couple of things from the players, and you'll have Jaejun Lee and Youngjin Shin play today in the Group B action. And Group A, all those participants that was on the left side who did participate, they all went up to the final. They ended up in top 5, so they really proved their worth last week around. And what can we expect from Youngjin Shin and also Jaejun Lee, who was really heavy on the talking, but can they be heavy on the action as well?
Well, we do know both of them from the PvP scene back in the day, the Blade and Soul tournament. And Jaejun Lee has always kind of, in a way, disappointed his fans by not doing so well with the Blade Master. And also, he had a huge competitor back in the day where Eyebrows, or Juno Han, when he was the Blade Master Eyebrows, he did so well with it, whereas Jaejun Lee continuously failed over and over. And
yeah, we're looking at the team introduction, but sorry to cut you off, but I think that's the first Warden that we've ever seen in the Shackled Owls. I think from last week we didn't have a single Warden being played out.
That is true. Maybe we didn't catch it, but yeah, I think you might be correct. This may be the first Warden coming in to Shackled Owls. We'll see, what kind of difference he can make for his team.
What do you think about Warden in Shackled Owls? Because Shackled Owls really favors these quick melee characters like KFM, like Soul Fighter, and the Blade Master actually does pretty well as well. But I mean, the Warden is so slow with his move. It feels like a Master Hong kind of on the mini version of it.
Yeah, but like all the AoEs, all the CCs, I think if used well, it can definitely prove to be a very huge team player role.
Kind of like Destroyer.
Kind of, yeah. But you're not going to be using the Destroyer, or you're not going to be seeing a lot of Destroyers in Shackled Owls. But I think it kind of, in a way, replaces a Destroyer's role, where you can have more of the area stuff, the CCs, and everything else. Because, like you were saying, they want to fight. If they start a fight, they want to finish it as quick as possible before others join. And you guys saw, and we also saw last week, when the circle gets smaller and smaller and smaller, in a way you want to focus on 1 or 2 players at a time to get the kills. However, having AoEs, you saw where Master Hong comes out, they save it until the last circle or until the circle gets small enough, because Master Hong also has so much AoEs and he doesn't die easily. So I think Warden can definitely prove to be a value asset to the team if used well.
Okay, so we haven't seen any more Warden after that introduction, so we'll see if that does come out to be a play. We'll definitely have our focus on him. See if that Warden, the one Warden that we have so far, I don't know if we're going to get a second one in this Group B, but so far it seems like to be so. So we're going to have a lot of these conventional Assassin, KFM, Soul Fighter. This seems to be a very popular composition. And the Assassin can be switched around here and there, but having a KFM Soul Fighter seems very, very worthwhile in Shackled Owls.
Yeah, definitely. And Sang-On Lee on your screen right now for a second there. He's also participated in the previous tournaments as well. And you guys can see Soul Fighter Assassin or Soul Fighter KFM always in there. And I think Blade Dancer is also a very viable class here. And we're going to see many different kind of compositions, because now this isn't a tag team match, right?
Yeah.
We're always going to have the 3-man team out on the field at the same time. So whatever composition that each team is comfortable with, they're going to go with. Especially when, if you're comfortable with a class, but it's not as good compared to another class, you can still use the class that you like better. Like, look at this. 2 KFMs.
Exactly.
Yeah. No Soul Fighter. So a lot of people say Soul Fighter is good because the Hongmon ult, the heal, the area is huge. You can allow your teammates to fight while healing them, so they can take the damage, but they're really not taking damage because of the heal. So stuff like that, we've seen that last week with Group A. So that's one of the reasons why. And also the close quarter combat that you were talking about, how they want to focus on one character or one player and try to burst them down.
Yeah, so while we do have a little bit more domination and popularity of the KFM and also the Soul Fighter, I like this about Shackled Owls, where you can play a lot more variety of classes and not be punished for it. We're not going to get the typical 3v3 where we have the typical Destroyer, Assassin, Warlock comp that we always have with every single team. And there's a lot more variety to this, and that's what I like very much about the Shackled Owls. And I was very glad to, when I first heard that it was going to be coming out into competitive play, and we'll get to see the World Championship being played in that mode, I probably think, once we get there. So a lot of interesting things coming on. Of course, we're not going to have the Archer be enabled for this year, I believe. We might just get it next year if that's the confirmation we'll get, but haven't heard too much about that. Would have been nice to see the Archer along with the Gunslinger kind of be that range character that we usually don't see. in the Shackled Isles. So very interesting if we can see that later on in the future. But very, very excited once again to get to this group B with a lot of these female players that we were kind of wondering. We have another one here, Han Nagang, playing the Summoner, and we have a lot of female players actually playing the Summoner role. Seems like a comfort pick for those, and we'll see how they do today because we know the legendary Summoner of Min Jung-ho did just well enough that she and her team was able to make it to the finals last week. So we have a lot of high expectation for all these female players participating.
Yeah, we'll have to see which teams will make it up, but just a reminder that even if they don't make it up today, even if they're not the top 5 to go to the finals, they still have the losers bracket, so all of the 15 teams will get to play at least one more time other than the group stages. And here we go, we have Jaejun Lee here that we saw in the VCR, and they were kind of teasing him about how every time he comes out for any tournament for Blade and Soul, the girl changes.
Well, I mean, he has a girl companion, a female companion with him every time he comes competitive, and they're just jealous. I think they're just jealous that he gets to have a girl teammate every time he comes in, and they don't because they often have to stick around with those boring old guys. And, who can blame them? I would be jealous if I was him. So Jaejun Lee is back again. We have a lot of new familiar faces once again with Duggan Kang and Sao Kim, the great OBs is pretty much the best way to put it because they are the old boys of Blade and Soul. Been around for such a long time. They're here once again for this year to play in Shackled Isles. I'm very curious as to see how they do.
Yeah, Byung-chun Jun as well on the left. He dyed his hair ash gray, it seems like, but he is also, I think he came out last season. So like, he's not a rookie, but he's not like a super OB. But either way, all these 3 players on your screen right now, they have this offline tournament experience, and now on your screen as well. These guys are also kind of like half rookie, half veteran. Daeun Kim was the destroyer that was the rookie last season, but performed very well. Youngjin Shin, or Youngjin Sin, we talked about him as being an actual Sin because his last name is Sin.
I mean, he looked like the prodigy of an assassin when he first came on to the competitive scene just about, I think, 2 years ago. And last year he participated here and there, but just his team wasn't able to qualify to higher levels. But very excited to see Youngjin Shin again, one of my favorite players to watch because he creates a lot of excitement with these plays, very aggressive, and we'll see how that works out in Shackled Isles when he gets back on the assassins to see how he does. So we have another series of Blade users with Blade Master and Blade Dancer with Jin Sung Kim and Seung-hoon Lee, and we'll have Yujin Choi as another
Force Master.
Force Master. So Force Master is something we don't see often. I
think we only saw like 2 Force Masters so far, including her.
Yeah, we see a lot more Soulfighter than Force Master. It makes a lot more sense to do the healing.
Ooh,
another Warden.
Okay.
So we have a Warden and a KFM with a Summoner. So very interesting composition here. I think it's the first of its kind that we've seen.
Yeah. So we'll have to see how this composition will work out, Breezy. But like we were talking about, all these different kind of compositions where Shackled Isles allows all these players to kind of choose and pick what they want instead of following the meta. And if you don't follow the meta, you can't make it up to the top 5, right? Because that's how it's kind of been in the past with the regular 1v1 and 3v3s. But now in Shackled Isle, you can do what you want, you can pick what you want, and as long as you just practice enough to do well to bring yourself and your team to the finals.
Okay, let's look at the match prediction to see what the fans are thinking would come into first place. We recognize some names. OB, we talked about them, having Duggan Kang, and we'll see how they do. But ENG, okay, so this is a team that I was actually hearing about from the Korean caster. I asked Jae-sung to see how he felt about this team, and this team actually became very popular because of their raid performances online. So not even the 3v3, but actually their raid plays have been very, very good, and the fans really know them for it online. So thinking they want to transition that over to the Shackled Isles. We'll see how they do. They'll be very good at hunting Manticores for sure, but we'll see how they do against players, though. That's a different thing that we want to keep out for.
All right, well, as you know, last week in Group A, the predictions were in a way correct. We saw the teams that came out in the predictions go up into the top 5. So maybe in Group B as well, we also saw this team in second, having the second highest prediction, the OBs. And in my mind, since I'm used to these players, I would have thought maybe they would have gotten the highest prediction. However, NNG, like you said, possibly a new superstar team here, especially for Shackled Isles. And know, these fan picks, even though this prediction is definitely not like super analytical, but it's still a fan pick. But those fans will definitely know these players better than us in a way, and they'll know that this team will do well, and that's probably why they picked them.
Okay, Andy, we got the fan prediction, but let's go with our prediction just for a minute. I'm gonna go with Bang, Yongjin Shin's team.
Just because you like him.
I mean, I'm a big fan, so I want to see how well he does. Pick one before we get it.
I'm gonna go with OB then.
OB, you're gonna go with Duggan Kang and Sang-Ho Kim.
Yep.
All right, so I think we're ready to get in, guys. I hope you guys have a team in mind, or at least a player in mind of who you want to see performing well. Starting from this round 1, we're gonna get going with our Group B action. Let's get right into it. There we have the first look at Yongjin Shin from Team Bang.
Okay.
That accentuated B.
Yep.
So it's going to be Team Bang, and we'll see how they do. We have Team 1, which is going to be named Witch. It's not a team that I automatically recognize in terms of their player names.
Nope. But anyways, you know, while we were getting ready to get in and we saw the audience scream, there's only one destroyer, and he's rooting for that one destroyer in this whole 45 players. So we'll see if that destroyer will be viable, because like we were talking about, the destroyer has been replaced, especially in Shackled Isles. So we'll see if that one destroyer will be good enough to help out his team do well.
I mean,
or
the fact
maybe
that
he could be a shackle.
Yeah, sure. Oh, he could be a shackle. All right, Andy. So we'll see about that, but it is very funny that we have 2 wardens and 1 destroyer. More wardens than a destroyer in Shackled Isles. So we did see a lot more destroyers last week in Group A, so kind of interesting to see why they kind of skipped around for destroyers this time around. We'll have to kind of see the answer to that. The time that you'll see a destroyer or see a warden, kind of compare and contrast to see what their performances are.
All right, so right now on your screen, we are at the abandoned village right now, and you can see even the mini-map. We have at least 4 teams there, and 2 of the 4 teams are kind of overlapping. And there we go. This is the overlapping teams 14 and teams 13. So we have 2 teams overlapping. We'll see what happens. We have Brissy and Wrong.
Okay, so we'll see how they do. Brissy is going to be just backing out, and WR is just going to be in the situation where they're going to be keeping it cool. Don't want to face any casualties from the beginning of this game. Just going to continue on to collect some more items. Make sure they're better equipped to go for future encounters in the end. But it seems like Brissy might be able to go to another encounter.
All right, they spotted him.
Yeah, we're going to see the Warden, one of the few that we have in this game. Gonna get the first front line and to see that the opponents are there, but not looking for any action for it at the moment.
They are gonna run away. They don't. It feels like Brissy, they're not too much into the fighting. However, they initiate. Here we go. Where's the rest of his teammates? Come on, the backup has to come. It's a 3v1. He's gonna get bursted down before he does. You want to come here for a backup.
No one
there
else
we go.
Might be too late. Getting the heal off just in time, though. That was very, very impressive. We got the health boost being proc, so the Warden will be fine for now. We still have no knockouts.
Toxic Clouds are being used. Toxic Clouds, you guys saw the VCR, and you guys saw Group A. One of the quote-unquote OP items currently in the game. But this is still early game, so I don't know how many Toxic Clouds or how many items each of these players will have.
Okay, the Summoner is going to get caught up, and we're actually going to get the second one. So we actually saw Group Summon being procced up, so save both of his teammates there.
Oh, but they are turning their backs to try to run away, and you don't want to do that when they're this close.
Okay, the Gunslinger is putting on a lot of damage against the Summoner, and looking like he's going to be very close to knock him away.
Into the air! And the poison Toxic Cloud.
Yeah, there's a lot of brawl coming in, and Sky Jump being procced by NNG, and of course, this is the top predicted team by the fans, thinking they're going to be the ones to take the win. They get the first kill onto the Summoner, who's on very low health at the moment, and KFM seems to be down as well. So Brissy just going to lose everybody here, and the Warden going down as well. This is going to be the end of Team 13. Brissy already out, eliminated.
All right, so far the prediction seems to be in a way correct. However, we have another team coming through. Nikkei, team number 2. They saw the fight going on. They they came in for a third party. However, look at this. Wow, perfect timing. NNG, while the two players were looting the items and kind of getting hit by team number 2, one of the players of NNG was running away and then he group summoned them.
Yeah, group summon seems to be a very, very good save.
This never happens when I play, so I mean, it's like my teammates run and I'm like group summon, and they just leave.
They never picked it up, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see how they do with this, but yeah, so far, I mean, NNG is looking good. I mean, this is a team that we have very little information of other than in the online scene. They're a very, very famous raid team, and we'll see how their mechanics that they do have in terms of their ability to knock down PvE opponents will do well in the PvP aspects.
Alright, here we go. Another fight is breaking out. We have Team Witch and ZZQT here.
We have the second warden. The first warden is already gone, so proving halfway that the warden is not great for Shackled Owls. We'll see what the second warden can do. Seeing the health boost being procced and gets the HP back a little bit, but looks like ZZQT wants to keep this fight going.
Okay, we do have the fight in the forest, which is kind of uncomfortable, as these players say, because there's so many obstacles in the way. Their sights could be covered. However, it seems like they're not having any trouble here, but the heals are just coming through. So they're hitting each other, obviously, but the constant heal that's coming through, their health is just staying full.
Yeah, but the targeting has been all over the place for these teams. Literally going 1v1 all across the board, and definitely will not be able to get enough damage to get the knockout, but still trying for it. Feels like the Soul Fighter and the Assassin wants to group up to try something. Seems like Team 1, which is still going to be very much heavy on their heels and feel like they're going to be standing ground for now.
Alright, here we go. Sunga, I don't know why you were using your decoy when your enemy was in the air. However, the area was kind of wasted by Sunga here, Assassin. Could have done some burst damage here, and we do have a 1v2 and a 2v1 on both sides going back and forth. Yeah. And that group summon happened with team number 5, and they are opting to heal and run away for now.
Actually, you saw a Shadow Veil at the end just to get invis to get fully out of there. So running away was just nice, but in the end, no knockouts happening between these two teams, ZZQT and also Team Witch. It's going to stay safe for now, but now we're seeing your favorite team, Team OB. Yep. To see how they do. You can see that Doug and Kang, the Blade Dancer this time around, he's going to be very low on health, and his team just going to entirely just run away from this. Just kind of give away the territory over to their opponents to get the rest of the farm out for them.
Alright, we have Kin that was fighting with them. However, they're going to play the tip of the circle, and right now the new circle will open up very soon. Until then, they're going to just opt to stay here because you can see the minimap. They already know that there's more than one team around them, so they're not going to just hastily start a fight. However, on the southern side here...
Wow, the Blade Master does get frozen, but on very low health. Most likely will be a knockout. So with Jejin Lee's team playing as the Blade Master with HGM, just get that first kill. Very, very nice for these guys, and looks like they can go on the chase to grab a second and third, but for now, I think they're going to be pretty happy with the kill that they got.
Yeah, seems like they are happy, and they are going to kind of group up and wait because the next circle has opened up, and they're not too far away. But look at the northern side. We have like 4 or 5 teams that have to come in, and the Manticore was spawned, I think, at the village, and Team 11 might have just killed it to get Master Hong.
Yeah, so I think it was around Team 15 as well, grabbing around the forest camp, so that's another possibility to see when we're going to get the first Master Hong of the day. Saw a lot of Master Hongs in week A. Going with the Group A and trying to see how they wanted to utilize that. We still haven't got definite answers to the best utilization of Master Hong. Just kind of tanking it out, but when you get power pounded and get outside that circle, it does become very, very tough for Master Hong to get back in.
Yeah. So the power pound, you know, they were also discussing and debating about how Master Hong is good. Some were saying it's bad because of the power pound. And Shin Kim was like, oh, you guys don't know how to use items. You know, it was going back and forth. And obviously in Group A, when we saw, other than Shin Kim's team ABC, so many other teams were opting to use Master Hong. And it seems like they didn't really have a problem with power pound and being knocked out of the circle. So, you know, until Group B have found out how to use the correct items for Master Hong, or allowing that certain player to pick up those certain items for Master Hong transformation. If they haven't figured that out, maybe we're not going to see as many Master Hongs in Group B.
Now, what do you think that item that kind of was hiddenly indicated? I think it's that Group Summon.
Group Summon?
Yeah, if you can use Group Summon when the Power Pound is procced onto the Master Hong, you can just bring him back in.
Yeah, like Group Summon or even Speed Boost.
Sure, yeah, Speed Boost works, yeah.
So like when you get knocked out into the circle and you're taking damage, and Master Hong obviously super slow, but you know, Group Summon I think is probably like the best way to bring him in. However, if you can't do that, or if you don't have it, Speed Boost is also another way I think to get back into the circle, because when Master Hong is used, the circle is very small and the damage hurts a lot. So you have to get in ASAP. And, you know, we'll see if we're going to be seeing a lot of Master Hongs.
Yeah, we saw good utilizations of the Group Summon already in this game, but we'll see if that comes in the clutch once we get into the late game. So the Gunslinger getting a little bit of a brawl against his opponent, but just kind of slings away. Will be up to safety.
Look at the mini-map. So many players and so many teams are alive.
True.
We only have 7 players dead, and the circle is this small already.
Yeah. So not a lot of teams fighting at the moment. I think we only have about 1 or 2 teams at the most eliminated from this game 1. Going to Assassin though from ZZQT, another team that was in a fight a little bit earlier, but just kind of ran away at the end. So ended up killing nobody at the end.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, the high ground play, we've seen this a lot coming from Group A. We actually haven't seen too many high ground plays where, you know, you just get onto the high ground and just not fight and wait for the circle and hope that the circle is on your side. But this time for Group B, I think compared to Group A, we saw a lot more early game fights.
It's true.
Even though there's so many players alive still.
38 at the moment out of 45 that we started with. And I just go down a little bit. We're seeing the Strength Sapper being procced, but misses on that one. And we're going to see Team 2 and Team 11, OB. Once again, endings pick. Seems like they want to go for another kill. Strength Sapper being packed again and will be able to kill the Blade Dancer. Just one more tap, we'll be able to take care of that. So it does get him down, and Summoner dies as well. So down to the last member. Actually,
but runs into another one, yeah.
Completely off guard on that one, and the Blade Master actually gets into a fight and gets caught by Team 11. Obi wants to continue on with it and tries to apply the Strength Sapper, which they do once again. And that's going to be a whole lot of damage coming through for them.
All right, but we move on to another fight. We have Team Bang, excuse me, Team Bang versus Team HGM here. And Team HGM, they have been fighting early game and they took a break for a little bit. We saw them pick up a kill like you were talking about. But now they get into the fight, and the one destroyer we have in the game is in action with Master Hong.
We have Master Hong already summoned for AOA. This is the KFM from this side. Holding on to this, Master Hong trying to see what he can do with it. See Jejun Lee's team. You can see that Blade Master for HGM. Going to be right on the edge, just going to be spectating from the side. You can see that the Master Hong is very busy. Going to take care of this Team 10 Bang with Yongjin Shin. You can see the assassin is trying to work with it, and the Warlock getting caught up in the air and now getting bullied by Master Hong. How long will he survive? That's the question.
All right, nice party buff coming from the Destroyer, who is on the sideline, as you can see in the back, kind of healing and stealthed out. I think he's just waiting just in case for a group.
Second Master Hong.
Summon, maybe no. Okay, the Masters are in fight. And look at this. All these other teams, they are looking on the sidelines to third party when the HP goes down. And we'll see what happens, because right now, I think this is a smart play where when you see 2 Master Hongs, you don't go in there. You don't go in between 2 Master Hongs.
Yeah, I mean, you're just going to get sandwiched, and Master Hong sandwich is not very good for breakfast. So we'll see these 2 Master Hongs find it out. It's going to take a long time.
Yeah, but the Spirit Wall closes in. Okay.
To lower their health. And you saw that 1 second that the KFM was outside the circle with that Master Hong. Took a lot of damage out.
Yep.
Now we see Jejun Lee, but Blade Master, you're outside the circle, buddy. But just getting back in, and we'll have to see how long they can keep up to spectate, because they've been doing it for a while and haven't gotten punished for it so far.
Yeah, look at this. Look at how many people are alive. 29 in this small circle. This is a war zone.
This is literally the fever festival that we always have in World Championships, and the assassin just comes in to death.
Yeah, well, he climbed up here, I think, with the sky jump to run away, and then Jejun Lee's team was waiting for them, so it's gonna die out here, and you guys can see the kill feed going crazy now. And Jejun Lee on the screen in the picture-in-picture webcam, I think they want to wait it out. He's calling out, just wait, just wait, just wait. They just want to get the placement points. It is only round 1.
He did do this in the Clan Championship with his team many months ago, just to literally camp for days.
Yeah.
Ended up getting in the lower bracket of the rankings in the end, but he wants to try it again here for the Blade and Soul Tournament Korea to see how that works once again for him.
Oh my goodness, so many low HP players, and Jejun Lee is having the patience to just stay still.
The KFM for AOA is still full health essentially. Still going on, the Master Hong versus Master Hong. The fight hasn't concluded quite yet.
And it's funny to see Duggan Kang on the Master Hong for Team OB because he's originally the KFM player. And Master Hong, in a way, feels definitely like the KFM. And here we go. Jejun Lee's team joins the fight, and the circle is coming in.
Oh my.
This is the last circle. So after this circle, the Spirit Wall will close in fully, leaving no available spots. So they have to find...
Okay, the knockaway from Master Hong, getting 3 players out of there, but we're down to 11 at the moment. We can see more CC plays coming from Master Hong, making the big difference.
The AoEs are going crazy, and this is why you want that one Force Master that we haven't seen just doing so much AoE damage and CCs.
Okay, the KFM is already out, you can see, from ZZQT, and Force Master will go out from HGM. Got 4 teams working here. I'm going to see who comes out at the end. 3 teams, actually.
Oh, the Toxic Clouds are being used. All the items are being procced now, and Toxic Cloud, one of the most OP items, especially when the circle is small, with the Strength Zapper, because you have a lower chance of missing.
Jejun Lee's team, after camping this whole time, comes in at this late moment, and with a bunch of Toxic Clouds, which is going to continue to put on the damage. 2v1 against the Soul Fighter. Gets him out of the circle, but still stays in.
Alright, here we go. The Soul Fighter is trying his best. NNG, one of the actual top predicted team to win.
I think this is going to be it, though, ending. We're going to see the Soul Fighter for NNG on very low health.
The Toxic Cloud, look at the damage.
And it's still ongoing.
But the Soul Fighter does go down.
Going to be the knock-in. That one more touch will be that finish, and will the win go over to HGM, Jejun Lee's team. And he was definitely not all talks during that interview, and he's going to be getting that first place finish after a very long camp session. Comes in at the last circle, essentially, to finish off the game. So NNG, our top predicted team from the fans, gets second place, which is all fine, but man, Jejun Lee's team just really camping meta, working to their favor.
Yeah, it definitely has worked, and now on your screen we have NNG. I think them just fighting so many times early on, and even with the early fights, they were able to stay as a 3-man team until the last circle, or last couple circles, and they started losing one by one because the fight was so chaotic. However, they did a pretty good job, because I was kind of worried, because when you fight that many times early on, the possibility of at least losing 1 or 2 players is up there. So, but the cool thing is that they were able to stay alive as a 3-man team for a very long time, even with fighting that many times. However, this team here on your screen, pro campers. They have tents in their bags.
They do, but I mean, they come into. One of the fans is running. Jejun Lee is so lucky with a lot of lows.
Oh my goodness.
Oh goodness. So yeah, we do have the ratings individually, just so you guys can see how many kills that they've gotten and how many rank points that they've gotten for their survival rate. So all the way to 45 from 41 will get 2 points each. Coming to 40th, all the way down to 37th, will be awarded 3 points and 4 points, 5 points from there. But altogether, it's interesting to see that Jejun Lee's team did have 2 surviving members at the end. So both players will be getting 11 points each. So 22 points added on with the few kill points that they've gotten. It's still going to be good enough points for them in this first round.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, I didn't count exactly every kills, but I think Jejun Lee's teams, they got more than a few kills.
I think around 5 at the most.
I think maybe more, because there were times where the Observer was going back and forth
from Jejun Lee's team, 7 and 9. You're right. So
Yeah.
there's a lot more than 5. So 9 kills for HGM. And look at this. NNG's Junyoung Park, the Soul Fighter, got 6 kills all to himself. So very nicely done individually by him. But HGM easily, wow, 41 points after all that. Having those 2 members at the end to come out in first place, that's a big deal because it doubles the amount of rank points you can get on a team basis. The 22 added on with the final rank point along with those many kills, that's going to get them 41 at the end. So very, very nicely done for HGN to see how their camping strategy, if it lasts for any longer for this round 2 through 4. So that's going to be doing it for guys for the round 1. We're going to go into round 2 after a short commercial break. So with Jejun Lee's team, very successful on the camping. Can they do it again is going to be the question first. So we're going to go to a commercial, guys, and we'll be back with round number 2.
Think she can't get a last-second clutch? Watch this. Think he can't carry his team while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every challenge. Now it's your turn. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
탄탄한 스토리와 임팩트 강한 타격감, 동서양의 조화를 내세운 그래픽으로 유저들의 사랑을 받아온 MMORPG 블레이드&소울. 하지만 무엇보다 블레이드&소울이 오랜 명성을 이어올 수 있었던 이유는 바로 e스포츠와의 성공. 2014년 격투 콘텐츠 비물을 활용 관전 모드를 도입해 e스포츠로 도약할 준비를 마친 것은 물론 이묘한과 홍진호의 스페셜 매치로 2천여 명의 관중을 환호케 하며 화제몰이에 성공했는데, 또한 한중 최강자를 가리는 국가대항전을 개최 총 상금 3억 원 규모로 확대해 리그의 격을 높인 결과 티켓 오픈 4분 만에 매진을 기록하며 글로벌 무대로의 진출 가능성까지 입증했다. 그리고 2015년 본격적인 세력 확장에 나선 블레이드&소울. 첫 e스포츠 정규 리그인 블레이드&소울 토너먼트로 축포를 쏘아올린 후 매년 수준 높은 경기로 유저들을 열광케 했는데, 특히 월드 챔피언십으로 해외 유저들에게, 문파 대전으로 일반 유저들에게 기회의 장을 열어주며 e스포츠로의 진입 장벽을 낮추는 데 앞장선 블레이드&소울. 또한 2016년에는 변수 창출이 가능한 태그 매치로, 2017년에는 싱글과 태그를 혼합한 믹스 매치로 경기 방식을 진화시키며 대회의 완성도를 높이기 위한 도전을 멈추지 않았는데, 물론 경기 외적인 성장도 놓치지 않았다. 2016년부터 피버 페스티벌을 개최하며 e스포츠를 단순한 게임 리그가 아닌 함께 즐기는 문화축제로 성장시킨 것. 이렇듯 끊임없는 변화의 노력으로 국내 유일무이한 MMORPG e스포츠로 우뚝 선 블레이드&소울. 그리고 2019년 이제 이 모든 것을 새로운 콘텐츠로 함께한다. MMORPG의 혁명, 배틀로얄로 펼쳐지는 사슬 군도가 그 주인공. 천라지망이 조여오는 전장 속에서 총 90명의 선수가 최고의 조합과 전략을 선보이며 최후의 생존자가 되기 위한 사투를 벌인다. 과연 사슬 군도 첫 정규 리그에서 초대 챔피언의 영광을 가져갈 팀은 어디인지, 그 치열한 생존 배틀이 지금 펼쳐진다.
Welcome back, guys, to the Shackledowns of Blade and Soul. We're here for Blade and Soul Tournament 2019. We have Group A already finished last week, and we're starting off with Group B, and we already got round 1 finished, and it became the insanely good campers of Jejun Lee's team, with 2 players at the end staying alive to the end, and they were the ones to pick up that first place, pick up a lot of points with it. So I mean, we saw some of these campers do very well in Group A, but not all the time. We saw more aggressive teams eventually pick out the more points in the end. But I mean, how do you think about this camping meta working so well 2 weeks in a row now?
Well, we were talking about last week in Group A where teams like ABC that included all the PvP veterans, where they were just looking for fights, they were picking on fights, and they had so many kills every single round, and they placed obviously first because they got the placement points and the kill points. So if you're a team where you're confident in winning team fights, go and do that. However, we were talking about also God, Min Jung-ho's team, right? GOD. They got second place, but they were the major campers that we were talking about in Group A, and they didn't get that many kills, but they were able to always stack on the ranking points because, like we were talking about, if your teammates, if all 3 members survive till the late game, your rank points will get stacked ×3. So that's another way to do so. However, in Group B, Jejun Lee's team in round 1, we had 2 players alive and get that 11 points as well as 9 kills. So if you're able to camp and pick out like 1 or 2, stray dogs to pick up 1 kill here and there, and you add up into 9 kills plus the rank points, then I think that's a safer way to go rather than what Team ABC did by picking fights, what NNG did by picking fights, because they were also one of the teams that lasted for a very long time, however, wasn't able to defeat the campers.
Yeah. In the end, we were kind of talking about what Group A kind of showed us with the camping meta, and you were mentioning GOD, Min Jung-ho's team, who did camp for most of the rounds and ended up getting a very good rank point for all 4 rounds and didn't get too many kills. But we say 4 rounds, that's the importance of it, because we come into every week where 4 rounds of play determine whether you go to the finals, whether you go to the losers bracket, and if it's only 4 rounds that you have to play well in and you get rank points, decent amount of rank points every time you come on, like Min Jung-ho's team did, without many kills, you can still be in a top 5 scenario, and it feels like the camping meta will work out as long as it's a short-term kind of the success that you're looking for in these games. So maybe we'll see that once again from our current first-place team with Jejun Lee's team. I haven't even forgot their name.
HGM, Hongmun. I think it's a short version of Hongmun.
Hongmun, okay. So Jejun Lee's team.
But yeah.
So the Hongmun team will kind of have to confirm
I
that.
think that's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Because HGM just reminds me of
Because
Hongmun.
on our papers, we sometimes get the initialized version of the team name, then we get the full name, but the HGM initialized, the full name still says HGM. So they never gave us the true meaning of that team name. But for now, I mean, it's been looking pretty good, and it feels like they could do this 3 more rounds. And even if they don't get many kills, they can get these very consistent rank points with all 3 players. And basically, I think you'll be off to the next round just like that.
Yeah, exactly. And NNG, the other team that did pretty well, and NNG, the team being the #1 predicted team to place first and to move on to the grand finals, placed second. They got 8 kills. So they were right under HGM. However, it feels like NNG isn't as strong as ABC from Group A, because Group ABC, they picked on fights. They were always winning fights. They were able to stay alive at least to top 10, top 15 at least with all 3 members. And when you do that, when you get top 10, from there, when you die, you get 9 rank points. So if you roughly calculate, all 3 players die within from 6th place to 10th place. That's still 27 points just from rank points.
Yeah.
And with so many kills that ABC was getting in in last week's match, they're always going to be getting at least 30 to 35 plus points every single round, and that's what they did. But NNG here in Group B, they're kind of replicating what ABC did in Group A, but not as strong. So they're not able to stay alive as a 3-man team until the late game. They always lose 1 player. Well, that's what they did in round 1.
Yeah.
And they only got 8 kills. We saw ABC get 10 plus kills, like at least 2-3 rounds out of the 4. So if NNG wants to stay up there and possibly be the first place team to move on, because pride is definitely in there, because prize money, pride and how you get up into the grand finals can also kind of scare away some of the teams when they start fighting. So if Energy wants to do that, they have to get their teamwork a little bit straightened out a little bit more to pick up more kills, because they at the end of the day, they lost to a camping team.
It's true. I mean, Team ABC and of course NNG from today, I think they're the exemplaries of the most ideal team that we kind of want in this tournament, where you're good at picking out fights, you know, selecting fights to kind of see whether you should fight one, whether you should avoid this one. And when you do fight, you show a lot of good maneuver and you show a good usage of these items, and then you can actually win out a couple of fights, get a lot of kills, and go to the late game and have the final bout for that. But you know, you were talking about NNG not being as high quality in their combat abilities when it compared to ABC, where this team was so much better in all the fights, and you were talking about them ending up in so many kills for many of the rounds that they played out of the 4. So in the end, they were the best team of last week, better than the camper team of GOD, but we'll see if NNG can do exactly that, because obviously the potential of their fighting abilities might not be up there with ABC, but still we can kind of wonder as to how long this strategy that's coming from Team HGM, from Jejun Lee's team, the camping team of round 1, who did get the victory from that round 1. We'll see how long they last, because that's kind of the question I want to throw out there. If we have 4 rounds to determine everything every week out, I mean, how successful are going to be the campers all the way to the very end once we even get to the finals of week 4?
Exactly. That's kind of what was going through my head. Like GOD and HGM, they're very good campers. They were able to make it. GOD was second place after 4 rounds. So HGM, we'll see what happens, what placement they place at the end of today. However, another thing I want to talk about was my team that I picked, OB, they're in 3rd. But the team that you picked out, Bang, they're in 7th right now.
It's
so what's
just
up with
one
that?
round.
What's up with that?
It's just one round ending life. I mean,
it's just one round, and HGM, the campers, are in 1st.
We're not even halfway done. It's 25% of the game's done. I think I still have my faith in Bang, and they lost a lot of members early. That's the big problem, because I think they were picking a lot of fights not as selectively. They were just kind of, when they see a fight, they just go in and just try to fight every time they have an opportunity. But obviously, you're not supposed to do that.
No.
You have to try to fight in an advantageous position.
Of
and
course.
not want to be equal treated every time you get a fight. But I think Bang was a little bit less selective in picking out their fights, and they did lose a lot of their key members in the first few minutes, and that's not going to get them any points. They're in the top half of the bracket at the moment, but still they need to be a lot better than, because top 5 is what you're going to be reaching for, and feels like Bang can do it. I feel like they would have learned from their mistakes in round 1. If they didn't, then that's my luck.
Yep, that is your luck. However, talking about Bang and OB and all the other teams that we saw here in Group B, we didn't see as many strength zappers being thrown. We didn't see as many. I think Toxic Cloud was probably the one item that we saw the most, because it's easily spotted, right? It's green. And Strength Zapper also, like when you see people throw it, like we saw some misses coming through with the Strength Zapper. But in Group A, I think we saw a lot more variety of items being used compared to Group B. Yes, it's only been one round. And yes, they are still getting used to how the other teams play around the circle. Like some of the teams will play the edge of the circle. Some of the teams will get to the center of the circle every time to kind of camp and wait to defend the area. So we'll see if anything changes in, round 2, 3, and 4. But for now, in round 1, it just felt like it was just a mass PvP arena with like a kind of like a free-for-all.
Yeah.
Instead of people kind of strategically using items, like even when you're camping, right? You're strategically camping. You're not just like standing still AFK and waiting for the circle to close, right? You're getting into a position where you can do what you like to call the mouse trap, where kind of you want to pick one player off if they make a mistake or if they're not careful enough. But yeah, we haven't been seeing a lot of that. So maybe in round 2 we can see some of that, or if we don't see that throughout the 4 rounds, maybe it's just the quality of Group B is just lacking compared to Group A. I don't want it to be that, but it's possible.
But many players said it was going to be. I think even the players within Group B were saying that our quality of play is going to be lesser than what you probably saw in Group A. It's just because we have a lot more name values in Group A, the players that we're so familiar with, and players that have had previously a lot of success in these tournaments, even though it's not PvP anymore. It's more about the experience of being on this stage and playing in front of a crowd. And and knowing that the pressure's on you, that everybody's watching over your game right now and seeing how well you do for every little play that you make, there's a sense of pressure that always kind of adds on to the players if you only used to playing in an online environment. So coming to this offline tournament, I think a lot of these new faces will take some time to adjust to this kind of atmosphere to make sure they're a little more comfortable as the weeks go on.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's why I said we'll see what happens in round 2 and 3 and 4, because depending on how these teams are able to adapt, because you said even the players in Group B said they were quote-unquote weaker overall compared to Group A, and the person that actually mainly said that the most was Jaejun Lee. And Jaejun Lee's team got first, so
True.
if Jaejun Lee thinks that his group, including his team, is lacking in skill-wise compared to Group A, but that the player that said that gets first, what does that make everybody else?
He could have been just referring to the rest of the competition in Group B, saying, they're so easier than Group A, so we can get first place. So maybe the intention
But in the
was that.
VCR, Jaejun was like, oh, Shingyun, please teach me. I came here to learn. I came to this interview to learn, to steal ideas from you guys from Group A. And when I saw that, I was like, all right, so it could be half joking, right? Like, Jaejun Lee could be half joking because obviously in the first round they did so well.
Yeah.
They camped, but they got 9 kills. So that's good. That's good for one round. 41 points. However, now the question is, was that luck? Or does Jaejun Lee secretly practice like crazy? Because I know in PvP, as a Blade Master, Jaejun Lee definitely didn't make himself and give himself the opportunity to get his light, the light being shone on him, because he was pretty bad.
I mean, it wasn't great, and I think he admitted to himself that he didn't practice as much as the other players. You need to practice.
That's the excuse.
I mean, if you're just not good enough, then you gotta at least practice. But genuinely didn't practice, and his PvP run wasn't great. But his career in Shackle Down so far has been a successful one for one round, we have to say. So we got many rounds to go, second and third and fourth round, to see whether Jaejun Lee's team can do it once again. But the big question is, we're having a lot of delay.
Yeah, we do
We've
have
been talking for a
couple,
long time.
We do have a couple technical issues down at the where the players are sitting, and I think it's one of the reconnect problems. So when that reconnect issue happens, because if you guys notice, when we get into the game, we don't see the load screen, and then we go into the game. The production team, they check if everybody's in the game already, and then they transition the screen just in case of this happening. So if you think about it, I guess the wait is like waiting this way is better rather than, all right, we're going to get into the game, and we get into the game and then something happens and we're like, all right, we're back to us. We're going to have to wait another 10 minutes. So I think it's better to know in advance and let the production team fix all the problems, fix all the reconnect issues with the players, and then when they're perfectly ready, they'll send us in.
I'm just saying that we've probably been on camera longer than we've had the entire last year of Blade and Soul Tournament Korea.
That is true.
Just saying. So that's kind of where you guys are stuck with us, looking at our rather indifferent faces for such a long time, and having to listen to our voices. You gotta have to be stuck with that, because until we get into the game, that's what you're gonna be stuck with. So maybe switch to another channel and happen to open another tab and just listen to our voices to make sure.
No, don't do that. Watch us, because when I wore this shirt, I thought I was gonna go golfing.
Okay.
This is like my golfing shirt.
What does that have to do with the people watching us waiting to see when they can get in the game?
I don't know. Okay, so I think it's almost fixed.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's almost fixed.
Okay.
I heard the voice in my ear, and it wasn't the PD didn't say, all right, we're done. She said, we're almost done.
We're almost done. That's what they always say.
Yeah, it's being fixed. So it's being fixed, and we told you guys that the computers, the PCs here that's being used is not a crappy one.
They're top of the line.
Yeah, they are definitely top of the line.
They
so
literally
it's
bought the
not,
best parts.
Yeah. So it's like
it's not the computer's fault.
The PC's fault. It's definitely not that. I think it's just so many players connecting in one place, in the one LAN area. I think it causes problems and connection issues. And that always happens. Like even in my house, my computer's pretty good. Like I spent a lot of money on it.
Yeah.
And when I'm playing games, even online at home by myself, you sometimes get disconnected. So you know. So yeah, I'm trying to listen to the voice.
We have one team still joining, so we're almost done. That's what they've been saying.
Yeah.
So
they were saying the team name.
Yeah, the team name. So yeah, I've had a similar experience. My computer I bought last year with so many of my esports funding that I've earned over last year. Spent basically a lot of it to buy a very expensive computer, but even still, I was trying to test out the limits. I overclocked it to 5.0 all cores, and like that's all done with. But I tried. I was editing a video, right, to upload it to my YouTube, and I was exporting that, rendering it.
Yeah. But
Then
it
I
always
had
takes long.
and I had BlueStacks open.
Okay.
And I had Nox open.
Yeah.
Those two running the auto mobile game apps. Then I tried playing a PC game along with it.
Oh.
Then it started lagging.
Obviously.
So I'm just saying the computer is not limitless. Even if you get the top of the line computer, it can't do everything perfectly.
No, but you just
I
forced
overloaded
too much.
it.
Yeah,
I
you
overloaded it.
Like the players that are here right now, they're not rendering a video.
Yeah.
They're not uploading. They don't have two PC automobile apps open on the
Emulators,
PC. Yeah. So it's like
I definitely overloaded it. That was the first time. That was the first time I experienced some form of lag in my computer.
okay.
Just saying.
But anyways. So yeah, let's hope that the problem gets fixed. And also, one of I talked about this a little bit before. I want to see more items being used.
Yeah.
Right?
Power pound. I want to see more power pound.
Like power pound. Like we did see a power pound. We did see one.
Well, not in the end game though.
Yeah, not in the end game. Yeah.
I want to
in
see it at the end game because the circle damage hurts
Yeah.
so much. Like when you do the power pound and you get it out of there. Do we do the power pound to get into the game? Is that what happened?
No, but we are in. It seems like we're getting ready at least.
Okay, the music is on. The players are being shown. Not our faces being displayed any longer. Maybe that's a good thing for you guys. But I think we're ready.
Yeah, I hope so. We can never be sure until we transition into the game. So we're always saying we think we're ready, but yeah.
The confirmation is needed. But when we get into the game, we'll know that we are ready. The music is still all going, kind of giving us hopes that teams like OB, these old guys, the old lads of Blade and Soul, they were probably aging a lot faster during this way as with you guys, but I think we're almost ready to get into this one. I think the players are already putting their headsets on. Hands on mouse and keyboard.
Crazy bright hair here.
I've had brighter hair before.
Yeah, you did. But that's a long bright hair, so it looks
true.
brighter.
That is more impressive.
Yeah.
My hair wasn't that long.
Yeah.
Thank goodness it wasn't that long. But yes, we got the confirmation. We're ready to go, guys. So thank you guys for waiting for this delay. We're finally ready to go. Let's get into round number 2 of our Shackled Owls for Group B and C if the camping team can do it once again. The big blade makes its mark, and we are ready to go. All these beautiful items ready to be grabbed upon. A lot of group summons that we see. Group summons has been very, very useful in the early game for our round 1. I don't see it as useful for an end game because you're just so close to each other anyway. But it's more for running away maneuvers in the defensive end of things. But yeah, lots of good usage of the group summons in round 1. We'll see if we get that once again.
Yep, and we do see the spread of the players, and wow, Team 6, super lucky. They're actually going to go all the way to the western side by themselves.
The force camp all to themselves.
So there's not going to be any overlaps on the western side, but once again, we saw at least 3 teams go up into the abandoned village, and everybody else to the south, southwest, southeast, they're going to spread out. So we may also get another super early fight going on, because in round 1, even though when the circle got small, we had like 30-odd players, the rest of the players that died out, they died super early, right? They weren't dying in the mid-game. They weren't dying as they were getting into the circle. They just died in the early loot phases. So, we may just see another early fight breaking out here.
Force camp completely to themselves, free farming for days.
Yeah.
They literally can go to a different neighborhood right now with all 3 players and still grab all those items without any trouble because literally no one's around Force camp. And we actually have a lot of people. If we look at this here, Empty Shrine in the southwest, a lot of people going there. It wasn't really a place to be in Group A. I think a lot of people kind of went over to the abandoned village more than anything else. But it seems like this Empty Shrine is going to be a thing in the southwest. Feels like they want to try to get as many loot as they can in this early game.
Okay, well, Empty Shrine or Abandoned Village or wherever people are looting, the circle came up and we get to see it and let you guys know it's kind of central. It won't cause any problems for any of these teams to get into the first circle. The circle's huge, to be honest. I think the first circle could be a little bit smaller because when the circle is made, and you know, I've seen and played a lot of other BRs, and when the first circle opens up, it should cause some teams that went far away problems to get into the circle, but this circle is just too easy. But look at this!
Team OB fighting it out. You can see that Sound Kim, the assassin, still at work. Trying to find these close corners, and it's working out. The KFM losing a lot of HP. We'll see if there's any smart usage of these items. Sound King still inside the building while the Team H just trying to run away from this now, having already lost a lot of HP. We've got another team fight going on with Team 4 and Team 5. It's a three-way fight, actually, with Team 13 joining there as well. We saw Breezy getting eliminated very early in round 1. We'll see if they can stay alive for this time around.
All right. Oh, two members.
Man, was that the Strength Sapper?
I think it was.
That was so strong. That was a lot of damage being put on, and the Gunslinger and the Summoner both out.
The confirmed kills is happening here.
Oh, the Gunslinger might be able to regen just to back to health.
We'll see. We will see. But in the meantime, we do have Breezy, and they don't want to get eliminated like you were saying. They died super early. I think they were, I forget the team from Group A, but I remember calling out Team 4, always losing 2 players early game for Group A.
Yeah.
And right now, Breezy is, I think, replicating Team 4, where they just constantly just die early game. And, you know, their strength in team fights is definitely a lot lower compared to other teams here.
Ooh,
but
another three-way. Might just see that once again with Team 7 and also Team 2. Team 14 as well. WR going up against Nikkei.
And
they specifically told us not to pronounce it Nike. It is Nikkei, and for pronouncing it Nikkei, they're going to lose one member most likely here, and the Gunslinger now is going to be next one on the target. The Summoner just trying to distance himself. They're trying to go for all these damage here from distance.
Toxic Cloud. Sky Jump. He's just using all the items.
Well, I mean, to what benefit, though? That's the big question, because the Summoner is now all alone, has nowhere to go. Just trying to use the health boost, trying to get back up to health, but you're still getting chased. So it means that you're not going to be living for much longer. Even the Shadow Veil gets procced upon and does get out of invisibility. And this will mean that 3v1 action between them and this one poor Summoner, it's not going to be lasting very well. Another Shadow Veil! And the cooldown just in time to get away and still but
came out. Got caught, okay.
Wow, they're another Shadow Veil? Are you
serious?
serious?
No, that was a skill. That was a summoning skill. So now he's going to try to run away.
Come on.
Sea Shroud just
There's nowhere to go.
Another one. He's taking.
That's right.
There we go.
The last bit.
All right, well, that's gone. But Team 2, Nikkei, is not eliminated. I think one of the players ran away.
That was actually
early.
a female player. We apologize for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, she had a tough time just trying to run. Got a lot of oohs and ahs from the crowds. But that came to a quick halt as that team eliminated for sure.
Yep. And we do still have Team 2 alive. We do have that one member that ran away early. So, you know, if they're not eliminated, they can still get a couple rank points higher if they are able to stay alive. So, we'll see what happens. But while that fight was going on, the first circle closed all the way and the second circle opened up. So we do have majority of the abandoned village covering the second circle. So we'll see what happens with the rotations.
Well, here's another chase that goes on to Breezy, losing their second member with KFM going down. And look at Team 3 getting really dismantled by 3v1 here. And Play Desert goes down in a hurry. Summoner's Cat will be able to get the finishing touch. So that will be Korch. Blade Dancer from that team gone and out.
Okay, well, we did have 3 teams starting at Abandoned Village, and Breezy, the last member.
Here's the last member of Breezy, the Warden. We saw that the Warden wasn't very good in round 1, and we might just see that it's not very good in round 2 as well. Eliminated once again.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Breezy's other 2 members with the Warden, right? If you're on a team fight, you have to be with the Warden.
Yeah.
Warden can't be the last member alive, and the other 2 players can't get picked off like they did.
It's like the rabbit trying to carry the turtle in a marathon, right? And
Yeah.
you drop the turtle and expect the turtle to finish the race on his own. Warden doesn't do well by himself, supposedly.
Yeah, it's not gonna work out. But look at this. We do have HGM once again playing the edge of the circle,
Jeez.
playing it safe.
Two of them are hiding in the bush, actually.
Yeah.
On the right side, you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. And I can't confirm for you guys how many kills they got.
Probably 0.
Yeah, probably 0. But look at this, Bang, one of the teams that you thought could do well in a fight right now.
Here's Yongjin Shin trying to go on this route. So all the skills that he can to try to get this kill. But Down Kim, the Destroyer, is having a tough time. Does repel it away. Teammates still going to be ongoing with this fight, trying to keep this going.
Oh!
Okay, so Bang's going to lose Destroyer. Now down to 2 members already, and Yongjin Shin is already down to low health. And seems like
Down Kim
ongoing.
goes down.
Yeah, Down Kim's already out, and
so it's a 2v2 right now.
So Warlock and the Assassin left for Bang, and will they be able to fight this 2v3? That's the question.
It is a 2v2.
Oh, it's 2v2.
Yeah,
what
that's
happened
I'm
to one player from Team 8 though?
Yeah, Kim, they got killed.
Okay.
So Down Kim got killed by it was basically like a 2v1 and a 2v1.
Okay.
Yeah, so Yongjin Sin's team, Bang, was picking on one of the players.
Well,
and
got the Manticore.
Yep.
I think it might be Silent Kim again.
Possibly.
Yeah.
And we also saw in the VCR that in Group B, a lot of the people or a lot of the players, they decide not to pick it up.
Yeah.
Not to turn into Master Hong because they think it's just slow. They think there's a lot more, like slowness in Master Hong's rather than the benefits that you get by turning into him. So
Yeah.
it kind of slows down your team as a whole, is what they said. But I still think when the circle is super small and you just need a front tank, Master Hong is just the best.
Oh goodness, this would have been a good situation
Oh,
to have
Bang.
Master Hong in. Yeah, I think I have to take my word back on really rooting on for Team Bang. They're down to 1 member, and it doesn't look very good for this team at the moment.
Look at
Jaejun Lee
this. Yeah.
going for that mousetrap play again. Catches one
out.
mouse crawling in, and they get caught by the trap, and they do kill off the Force Master. Very nicely done on that one.
All right, here we go, another team again. Kin that lost that one player going up against Bang. Now they're going to be doing a 2v3 against Team Wrong. Team Wrong, they got into an early fight in their early looting phase. However, they were able to run away with the group, the call, and now they're running into 2 other teams here. We have OB as well.
Yeah, the Strength Sapper from distance did not connect. You want to really just throw that Strength Sapper right in someone's face.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it in close distance, and you'll get tons of damage. I think a lot of the Korean pros right now considering Strength Sapper to be the most OP item at the moment in this current patch. So once we get the numbers changed up in future patches, so far, Strength Sapper is the way to go.
Yep. I still think Toxic Cloud is up there with the Strength Sapper.
Sure.
Because it is an AoE. And
It's been OP from day one,
Oh, yeah.
though.
Yeah, that's true. So, well, here we go. I think MSL right now, they're already seen, so they're not going to be acting like nobody's here.
Yeah.
Because Team Wrong, they already saw them on top of the castle, but
that is
Circles
another
are-
mousetrap position where you can catch someone coming in and go 3v1 on that. Seems like the Blade Master from Wrong was getting a little bit curious about what could be up there. It could just be one player up there, so kind of has his ideas on that.
Yep, but the Spirit Wall is going to close in. And I think, I don't know, Team Wrong, they might be waiting to catch them off guard. It's not all the way, it's not fully off guard because they already saw each other. However, when they're rotating around and they want to get in and when they're getting chased by the Spirit Wall, they want to catch them off guard. So we'll see if this fight will break through or if, they'll just allow them to just get into the circle without a problem because the circle's super small right now.
Yeah. We have a lot of players still left alive. 31 to be exact, and this is a great place to be. Bang's gonna lose their last member, and yep, my prediction has gone completely wrong. They're having a tough time. They're having a terrible time. Bang is already eliminated. All 3 players gone.
They're gone. All right, well, Bang gets eliminated. We have so many other fights breaking through only because the circle's so small and so many players are alive. You can see that in the minimap.
Ooh, Jaejun Lee's team though.
Oh no, Jaejun
They're
Lee,
gonna
no,
be
the Spirit
forced
Wall.
into a fight. They're looking for this opportunity. Might be able to third party this one, pick up a couple of cheeky kills as Team 5 and Team 8, I believe, were fighting against each other.
Okay, so on the northwestern side, we have a lot of teams overlapping. I think we have 4 teams overlapping in the northeastern side. If you can see the minimap, and the fight does break through. It was dividing them with the walls and the hills. However, now one of the teams getting a little bit close. They came into a fight, and did the Strength Zapper just land, or did it miss? But either way, MSL, they are running away.
That one landed.
Yeah, I saw that health go down.
So that immediate heal was needed. I was trying to answer the question from earlier, but I can answer that second question.
Yeah.
That one definitely landed.
All right, here we go. We have OB versus Kin. Kin has been in fights so many times. We've called out their team name. However,
so good at targeting.
OB, look at this, a 3v1.
I mean, it could have been a 3v2 easily, but this targeting really disallowing Team A to come up for the reinforcement. That's going to be the KFM dead. And OB getting a lot of these very good value kills every time they come on. And another fight happening just around the corner with Team 7 and Team 15. Team 15 with AOA, they were doing pretty well in round 1 and wants to get a pretty successful ranking this time around. But
here we
look at
go!
Strength Zapper going multiple ways, and that's a lot of damage onto the 2 members of Team 15.
And that was from Byungjun Chun from OB.
Goodness.
So we had NNG and AOA fighting it out, and just gave the perfect moment for OB's Byungjun Chun to Kobe that Strength Zapper and get that 2 kills. And the fight is still going on. It's still a 3-way fight, but OB, they're picking up a lot of kills here.
ENG just trying to stay alive through this one, where OB was trying to interrupt this fight by going third party, and we might see the elimination outside the circle. That one just gets knocked down, and finally Samuel Kim transforms into Master Hong in these close quarters, and the circle will be coming in, and Master Hong is so slow. He can't outrun the circle. Oh my goodness, this is what's happening. Oh no!
Oh my goodness, everybody. No!
Oh, everybody dies outside circle. Do not follow Master Hong. That's not the way to go.
He dies in the game too.
This is a good position to turn into Master Hong inside the circle when it's already done closing, but not when the circle is about to close.
Oh my goodness.
Jejun Lee.
All right, HCM, the campers, they come in. They finally want to get into some action. But Master Hong is gatekeeping right now.
Yeah. And trying to make sure that they are the only ones holding the edge, but another player knocked out from Team 14 and just trying to walk in. Does get in time, and you can see the Master Hong still fighting it out, and Team Toe just trying to bully on any single opponent that they see. Oh my goodness, the knockout once again. The Force Master actually going down. So that's going to be the elimination of that. So Jejun Lee by himself for his team, so it's not going to be as successful as the last game around.
Okay, so now the circle is super small. I think we have one more left until everything closes in, but look at this. The focus is crazy. We have a 3v2 here.
Oh, that is so good. Team 1 is going to lose one member just like that. The Warden going down as well. Jejun Lee literally by himself. Nobody knows that he's here.
Yeah. Well, they're busy fighting right next to them.
Well, Team
on
1
top of them.
losing another member, so they're going to be out. Team Witch, MSL still has all 3 members, which will give them the favoritism to see if they will come out at the end with 10 players still alive.
Look at this.
That circle is so small.
Korsh and Prey, the 2 teams, they're fighting so hard right next to Jejun, and they don't even know. And now look at this. We have a 2v1v1 going on here at the
Okay, the Force Master trying to come in.
Okay.
And where is Jejun Lee in this situation?
He's still
hiding somewhere. The circle's closing in.
Where is he?
He's in the air. He used Sky Jump to get up.
Okay. He's in the air.
He's just looking for the right opportunity to come back down to the ground. He's trying to get at least top 5.
Yeah.
That's where majority of the points are landing.
Oh, look at this. You can see on the top, Jejun Lee. He's running away.
Oh, no, Jejun Lee.
He ultied him.
He ultied, but
so he ultied out and he ultied
Then he ultied back in. So that's the mobility of the Blade Master. We have to see. It's not confirmed yet. So
he
did. Got the kill.
He kills though.
Oh my goodness. The knocked member. He got that one last hit. Still going up against 1v2 against Team 6 still.
Oh, he goes out.
The
a lot
Soul
of damage.
Fighter.
Oh, I hope that Jejun Lee saw that and he is able to focus on that Soul Fighter because HP is super low right now.
But he's still down on the ground, which means that
is he gonna do a
knocked out. He might be able to, but it does get stunned up and into the air.
Look
Team 5 is looking at this the entire time.
Exactly.
Oh, that great knock away will knock away almost 2 members, and Jejun Lee will basically die off like that. And this seems like Team 5 will pretty much secure themselves to win. 3 members left against 1 more member of Team 6. goodness, and it feels like MSL will easily pick up the win with all 3 members left alive, which means they're going to get 33 points with the amount of kills that they gotten.
Oh my gosh. That
There it
is
is.
crazy. They're
Group
all up
summit.
here. They pushed them out.
That's it.
There we go.
That's basically it. 3 players left alive, and they are all
44.
MSL. 44 points.
And 11 kills.
With the 11 kills that they gotten, with 11 apiece for every surviving member in that top 1 position.
Oh my
so
goodness.
that is the biggest win you can get in a game of Shackled Out.
Yeah.
And very well done to get 44 points on that round. Very good, well done
Yeah.
for MSL.
Last week we were talking about while Group A was going on how we didn't get to see any round where all 3 members of one team surviving at the end to get that 33 rank point. However, finally we get to see a team do that in Group B. And MSL, a team that we actually, to be honest, didn't focus on too much in round 1, comes out of nowhere getting 44 points with 11 kills. That's a lot of kills here being recorded by MSL here. We'll see how much of a rank jump that they will have after round 2.
Yeah, just with those 44 points, I can guarantee you they're going to be one of the favorites to go into top 5 after today.
Yep.
Not many teams right now will be able to beat that 40-point marker by the end of all this. And if they continue to do well here, it makes it even better for these guys, for Team MSL, to see if they can really go all the way to go to the finals for sure.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest. We're seeing a lot of new teams placing top 3, top 5, other than HGM, because compared to round 1, we thought that the couple teams that did well will do well every single round, like Group A did. However, in this round, in round 2, I think some of the bottom tier teams, or some of the teams that we didn't get to see a lot in round 1, came up and did well. So the rank, the point difference I think it's gonna kind of mingle together and be pretty even.
So we're looking at the bottom half of the standings, and we're seeing a lot of these bottom tier teams that are now going to the middle of the pack. And seeing that one Warden at number 16 makes me happy. It's kind of telling us that it's really not a dead class right from the release. So definitely a little bit viable for the meantime in Shackled House.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, there were 2 Wardens, and we only saw 1. So I think that other Warden
was definitely at the bottom.
Yeah, definitely at the bottom. So
MSL with all 3 members
gosh, that is
at
insane.
the very, very top. Very, very good stuff coming for them. And 44 overall points with 11 kills. I mean, you can't get any better than that. It's really hard to get all 3 members to survive until the very end. But more importantly, it's hard to get 11 kills along with that. So very nicely done in terms of balance between the ranks and the kills.
Yeah, and you also have to know that them getting 11 points, everybody else, all the other teams, they got like 2 kills, 3 kills. Nobody had even close to 11 kills. And I think this is the total ranking after the 2 rounds.
Yep.
And MSL, yeah, they went up 11 ranks. Woo. So basically in round 1, they only got 6 points.
Yeah.
You know what 6 point means? Everybody got 2 points for ranks. They all died early.
And they got no kills.
Yeah, they got no kills. They just all died early. So, I would have thought if they did okay in round 1, they could probably be first. But since they didn't do so well in round 1, they weren't able to get first.
If there was ever a metaphor for this, it would be from rags to riches, what MSL did from round 1 to round 2. You can see that HGM still is at the very top of the rankings at the moment. Can they sustain it for rounds 3 and 4? We're going to find out after a short commercial break once again before we return back to round number 3. So stay tuned with us. We'll be right back.
Think she can't get a last-second clutch? Watch this. Think he can't carry his team while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every challenge. Now it's your turn. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
한준호 화이팅!
가는 경우도
지금 벌써 붙어요?
이게 케어로 온 거 아닙니다. 이거 대회예요.
네.
그렇습니다.
아니 뭐 싸운다면 저희가 말리진 않습니다만.
여기서 보이는 탭팀과 지금 소년태도 보이면요.
네.
HH가 저희가 뭐 수풀이라든가 뭐 폭포라든가 집안이라든가 이런 데 숨을 줄 알았었는데
네.
생각보다 싸움이 좀 많이 펼쳐지고 있는 편. 간부
저도
출신이잖아요.
저도 간부 출신 아닙니까?
네.
이런 데 귀찮아도 않아요. 근데 오다가
들어왔죠.
거기를
이걸
네.
바로
빨려 왔다가 지금 와.
한평.
이거 뭐죠?
왔죠.
왔죠.
놀랐어.
네.
깜짝 놀랐어.
그럴 수가 없습니다. 타겟 뭐야? 홍석근.
홍석근.
Welcome back, guys. We're back for round 3 of our blade&soul tournament Korea 2019. We're here for Group B and played 2 rounds so far. And this team, HGM, team of camping all across the game, have done well in round 1 and decently so in round 2 that they're still on the top of the table. What do you think about these guys going to the next 2 rounds?
Well, we'll have to see because in round 1 they did so well. They got 41 points. In round 2, I think they got 20 some odd points here if I see. But the point difference is still there, right? You can see they didn't get 40 something points, and in round 2 they didn't get 40 something points again. You know, it shifted, and that's what happens when you do the camping meta. And the Korean casters and the players were also talking about how, yeah, the camping meta is definitely there, and it's definitely viable to get consistent amount of points, but the points that you get will differ like it did for HGM, right? Where they'll definitely get certain amount of rank points, but depending on how many pickoffs they get for kills, I think that is where the big difference in points change for campers. Whereas if you're aggressive and you're able to win fights, then you're gonna 100% get certain amount of rank points plus the kill points that you will secure, but that only happens if you're confident and if your teamwork is there as a team.
Yeah, I think you make a good point because just looking at the 26 points they were able to get in round 2, which is
it's not
I would say
bad.
not bad.
Oh yeah.
And they only got 2 kills from that. So most of that 26 points, 24 actually came all the way from ranked points. So these 3 players, they can survive for a long, long time. And Jae Lee, all the way to the very end, sky jumping in that last circle and to make sure you can end up in that top 5 or so was going to be the objective, and they were able to get it. I think they're going to be pretty happy with where they stand at the moment, being at the very top, but wants to be a little bit better overall when you talk about what they can do for rounds 3 and 4. I feel like their plan definitely will not change for the next 2 rounds, but what about the results? How will the results differ now that basically all the teams know that HGM will be camping all across the game?
Yeah, so if you're able to get into a fight, and now by now you'll know what teams will go which area. And if you're a team that have faced HGM in the early games, if you want to pull them down, you'll definitely have to pick a fight with them, because HGM, they'll definitely run away. They'll get into a position until they are set up for that mousetrap, until they're ready to KS and kill steal, like Jae Lee did a couple of times in the late game. So if you don't want HGM to do the same thing over and over and get consistent points, you're going to have to go to them. You're going to have to pick the fight and take the fight to them. And I think one of the teams that can do that is NNG. because NNG, they're in second right now overall. Even with their round 2 only getting 19 points, they're still so aggressive. They're not picking up as many kills as they want, but still, them staying in second after round 1 and 2 just proves that you don't have to camp to do well.
And I think the important point that you made is that basically HGM will continue to build these mouse traps in every territory that they decide to grab in the mid game. But I think we need some sort of this brave mouse situation where the mouse needs to be courageous enough to actually walk into the mouse trap and really turn that over its head to make sure that the mouse trap does not win over the mouse. So
you need a Jerry.
Oh, Jerry.
You have a Tom, and you need a Jerry where you get a smart mouse where you can kind of fool around with the mouse trap and, like you said, turn it around to his favor.
You know, I think I watched Tom and Jerry quite heavily back in the day, back in my time, but I've never actually seen Tom use a mousetrap against Jerry, which was actually fair. He put it a fair play.
No, he did. He definitely did. He put a mousetrap with the cheese there, and then like Tom would like go behind the corner and wait to see if Jerry will get caught by it, and then Jerry would play it smart, take only the cheese out, and go into his mouse hole, and then Tom would look, and then he'll be like,
Was that like the really early episodes then?
Maybe. I don't know. I was super young.
I mean, we were both young when we started watching Tom and Jerry, but yeah, I mean, Tom never really came out as the winner, which was kind of a sad thing for Tom. I mean, I like Jerry, obviously. Jerry's supposed to be the protagonist, and you know, Tom's kind of the antagonist, but still, people find ways to love Tom just as much as Jerry, and I'm kind of one of those people because, you know, you want to go for the underdog sometimes.
But if you think about it, if Tom had succeeded, that wouldn't have been a children's cartoon.
It's true.
Yeah.
You always want to believe that the little guy can end up beating the big guy.
No, you don't want to see a cat eating brutally a small mouse.
That's so brutal. I didn't mean that far.
That's what happens when Tom wins.
Oh my goodness. We're not going to see some savaging action as Ending Life described it, literally living up to his name.
Yeah.
But we are going to go on to round 3, guys. No more waiting. Let's get right into it. Goodness, I didn't think we were going to get into the Tom and Jerry topic this deeply. Tom eating Jerry? Are you serious?
That's why you can't allow Tom to win.
Look, we're still in a T for
cartoon.
teen gaming environment. We can't go M for mature on our topic environments.
But anyways, we do see the spread of the players, and we saw the Forest Camp being empty other than that one team. I think it was Team 6. Team 6 is still going there. However, this time, 2 other teams are going a similar area. Probably not going to overlap that much, but still, it's not going to be empty for Team 6, and that might cause problem because they know that it has been empty in the past 2 rounds, so they're going to probably land comfortably. But when they see another team land with them, now they're going to get nervous. We'll see how Team 6 reacts.
Yeah, we actually saw a little bit of Team NNG.
Yep.
Currently placing number 2 overall at the moment. Feels like they can play this balanced style of picking fights and winning them every now and then to pick up a couple of kills along the way to get into the end game. Feels like they've been pretty successful up to now. Of course, they want to solidify their position as everyone is pretty much close to each other, that anyone at this point in time can pick up that second place over NNG. So NNG needs a little bit more convincing for us to make sure that they will be in top 5 at the end of all this. But we have basically the heavy favorites at the moment beat HGM with 2 rounds of camping. Very successful.
Yeah, so this is it. This is the Forest Camp where Team 6, they thought that they were going to be, just freely looting. However, the early fight does break through. Not much items will be used because it's super early. And did he escape with the group call?
No, I think he just escaped
by
himself. But Team Nikkei, the team that was placing very, very low on many of these situations. They are currently 14th at the moment, second last.
Oh my goodness, this is a fight that you don't want to be fighting in this area. The potential of wallbang is crazy in that small area.
Do we have a group summon? No, we don't, and it's going to be the first member of Prey going down. And
there we go.
Speaking of Prey, they are in 8th at the moment, so not a bad position to be in, but losing a member this early definitely will not be helping your cause as you're trying to climb back into that potential top 5. Another fight breaks out.
NNG versus MSL. MSL is the team that got first, 44 points with all 3 members staying alive in round 2. But it feels like if they're not going to be able, if they can't beat out that team. It's not going to work out here. We have Kin
Ooh,
trying
look
to
at
pick
this.
that one off.
Assassin on very low health, and
The damage focus is crazy.
oh, and the
Kin
Kin's
goes
member,
down.
Yep, the Flame Master will go down in the end. So it's now gonna be a 3v2 in favor of MSL, a team that got first place last round and gets a second member away. So this will be the KFM by himself, trying to see what he can do. He's still fighting. That's the surprising part, and it feels like he can want to just try to go for it and try to survive to the very end.
Yeah, he's still going for it, but if you look at the minimap, one of the member of MSL ran away and actually came back. So you see this, that one member that ran away wanted to heal up because he was so low, and he comes back. I thought he was going to group summon if his team was going to lose and not win the fight. However, he comes back to finish the job, to make it a 3v1, to finish this fight quickly because they're outside the circle. The spirit wall is closing in.
What is that? The damage coming in, and Assassin is so low.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, goes Invis just at the right time, and actually they're gonna run away from this, but gonna go up against Team Nikkei.
Oh,
on the
Nikkei was running away,
surroundings.
yeah.
They were just waiting to feast upon this.
Ooh. All right, well, MSL.
And the circle's closing too.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Nikkei, they're outside the circle. A lot of the teams that were fighting just now on your screen, they're gonna be outside the circle. They're gonna be racing against the circle here.
Very disappointing for MSL that they could not get that kill 3v1.
And they were fighting for so long.
And they were. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It baffles me that they weren't able to get the kill. And it seems that Circle will get the kill instead. KFM.
Yeah.
Down and away.
He did a good job doing a 3v1 for a very, very long time.
But he just can't run away from the Circle. Circle's too OP.
The Spirit Wall, to be honest, like the first, second, third Spirit Wall, it shouldn't hurt you that much, especially when you have the health boost and everything else, and when you have more than a decent amount of health. But not gonna happen when you've been fighting forever and ever, and probably wasn't able to pick up that many items because they started fighting super early.
Sure, and didn't have too much time to farm, one would say, and that's gonna be the end of that team going forward. And Team Korch, another team that we've been looking at, not doing so well at 11th at the moment out of 15 teams. They want to try to make it to top 5, but pretty far from it at the moment. But it feels like they can actually do it if they put up a good run here in this round 3.
All right, we have NNG, a team that's supposedly been playing pretty aggressively in the first 2 rounds. Just saw them not really run away, but go the opposite way of another team. But they will be running into another team. You're not going to see it unless you have the map open. But in the meantime, we have Nikkei also running away from another team. So we have a lot of timid and scared teams in Group B here right now, at least in this round.
Look at NSL. Look at the items that he has. Nothing. Yeah. He literally has 1 item slot filled.
Detect.
And Detect is like the worst item of the green category. So finally starts to pick up something, but he picks up a second Detect thinking he's going to get some Shadow Veils off and just kind of repel that once he gets there. But just to put this long story short, MSL is very poor in items.
Very, very poor. And now, Bang. Okay, other than Bang, we have OB and Korch. We saw Korch kind of rotating around to the circle to get
switching
in.
the target still. Going to the bottom 2.
The Strength Sapper did not land.
Yeah, the Soul Fighter is going to be targeted, but Team 11.
Another one. Ooh, this one landed.
Okay, so that's a good damage going onto the Blade Dancer, but
oh my
more
goodness.
and more. Okay, the FM actually gets hit by another
another
Sapper.
one. Sang-ho Kim, he's Kobe. He's landing.
Well, that's going to be the 2 players just gone just like that. And Korch has nothing to do. What are they to do when they just lost 2 players like that? They lost a 3rd one and it's basically game over.
They're gone. Yeah, they want to just confirm the kills here. And Sang-ho Kim, oh my goodness, the sappers that he was landing, it was crazy.
From round 2 as well. You remember that far distance Strength Sapper that he put out. So Sang-ho Kim really proving his worth and the usage of the Strength Sapper. And in this meta, not a better time to do so.
Yeah, definitely. Breezy on your screen now. Another team that needs to stay alive. For now, they have all 3 members. However, when they get into a fight, they never come out on top. But in the meantime, we have NNG now going up against Witch.
Sneaking up against that one opponent right on the top of the hill, but they will try to run away after going invis. The Soul Fighter now notices that the BM is there, but they just use a group summon to get themselves out of here, and feels like this is not the fight they want to particularly fight on.
Yeah, even though they're an aggressive team, they're not as aggressive as ABC, where they just fight anywhere. NNG is kind of more on the smarter side. They do fight, and they want to fight. However, they always pull their opponent to where they want to fight.
Yeah.
To their territory, to their terrain. So we'll see if, Team Wrong that you just saw run away from NNG will come back to where NNG was to fight them, or will they get into the circle first? Because you can see in the minimap that NNG and Team Wrong, they're outside the circle right now. They have to get in. So will they? Oh, they're not going to get in. Okay.
So this does for the Manticore. Going to be targeted by Team Wrong, and see the Master Wrong be awarded for them. But as soon as they pick up the Manticore, NNG just really catches them off guard. Well, actually, so this BM was able to get the Master Wrong. We saw that in slot 5, so that's already secured for them.
Another Manticore. But you saw Team HGM trying to sneak up on them.
Yeah, so the Manticore will die out and will be given away over to MSL. Yep, the Soulfighter doesn't get it. Wonder who got it. It's the one of the other two players.
Yeah, in the back. You can notice that the MSL as well as HGM in front of them right now, running into the circle, trying to get in because they're outside the circle, and the circle is pretty small, so the spirit wall will hurt quite a bit if you stay outside.
Here we go.
Here we go. JJ pulls him in.
Oh, they're going to be the campers on the hunt. And
ascend.
Wow, good
boom,
damage
boom,
coming out, and just barely gets away.
Oh, he wants to find him.
He's going the right direction, but still Invis makes it very, very tough to get away. But he has another opponent waiting.
MSL
just trying to go for this last steal. And we'll be able to get it, seems like. And the rest of Team 9 is coming in, but goes outside the circle and will be coming back in. Gets the health boost too, getting back on health. And the sky jump to get away. But that means the other teammate from Team 9 is going to be by himself. Once again going Invis just to get out. But can this assassin get out? That's the question.
Good escape.
We'll just be able to fly out, and none of the other members from MSL seems to have a sky jump of their own to go for this chase.
Yeah. Well, MSL, I think they're more like, all right, let him run. We'll stay alive for the time being, because if he runs away and they follow, it's possible to get into like a 3-way, 4-way fight. And I don't think MSL wanted to do that. But in the meantime,
here's our Warden in action now in air. Didn't get to do much for the meantime, just back steps, but still, it feels like the Warden's team is not doing so well, with NNG still having a good chance and a good strength sapper onto that Warden, just dies one shot. That was very far distance, but still managed to get it, and this will basically win them the fight with NNG over Terrat. No way for them to win now after losing that Warden.
All right, well, NNG, like I was saying, and like we were both saying, they are the aggressive team. They play smart. They only fight when they know they can win. And so far, they have been winning. And look at this. HGM, they see them, but they're running away. Typical.
They're just kind of flying across the circle.
Yeah, they're doing the toilet bowl rotation. So they're being at the edge of the previous circle. And they're just toilet bowling outside all the way to the closer position to get in later, and allowing all the other teams that are doing the early rotations to fight early on as they take their time to get into the circle.
And it seems like another team wants to join in this camping campaign.
Yeah.
As we saw ZZQT trying to survive with their own minutes, kind of counting on themselves. And Team 12 is now very close to being inside the circle, and this is a great spot to set up a mousetrap, as they're a little bit visible at the moment, but still, I think some players might get curious enough to come in here and just lose their life because of it.
But look at this. Now they're in a position once again where they can just watch from the top. Ooh, Witch is at the top of the top here.
I think everyone's convinced that this is the right play to go. But all that coming in. Oh, that drag down, and with the strength sapper, that combination at the end, that is so difficult to pull off.
I think HGM did that just now, didn't they?
I think that was a gravity surge.
Yeah.
Going to that strength sapper, that combination literally killed 3 players all at once.
Goodness.
First time we saw that combination. How did they know that was there?
I think they saw. Because, and also, that place is very popular to go up there and camp. But I didn't know that gravity surge will pull them down all the way from up there.
That only works against Sky Jump.
Yeah, well, it just works with anybody that's you know, on
above
top
them,
of the gravity
on a
surge. But I
higher
didn't know.
elevation.
I didn't know it would go up that far.
It just drags people from the top
Yeah,
of the cliff
oh
all the way
my gosh,
down.
that was
and
crazy.
That was absolutely crazy. But we're gonna see another fight break out with NNG getting into a fight once again. This time against OB.
Okay. A little bit of a veteran PvP team here.
Sure
if
thing.
you would. And the
NNG.
Strength Zapper does go in, and NNG, they take a lot of damage from that one Strength Zapper. It was a group damage coming through, so now they sky jump. They have to run away. And OB, I don't think they're going to chase.
Yeah, they just healed up, so it means that they don't have to force themselves to fight. But
Another
Team 12, so close with KFM dying out, but does heal back in time and will get the Blade Dancer from Wrong eliminated here. So Team 12 doing exactly what they want to stay on this edge and going for this mousetrap play. He's cutting off one player at a time here. Oh, Gravity Surge again!
Oh, but by a different team here.
Oh, man.
And ZZQT.
When the same play works 2 times in a row, that feels great, man.
Yeah. Well, it was a different team, so they were also definitely thinking, all right, we're going to go here, and we know that there's going to be a team in the high grounds, and we'll just Gravity Surge, Sapper it, and then they did it, and it worked.
I'm telling you, Strength Zapper's too OP at the moment. I think NC is considering, at least considering, nerfing it for the next patch. Ah, that is so strong.
Oh my goodness, HGM.
Another mousetrap. Here, the
Jeez.
ultimate. Jerry Mouse.
You know that they're up there. Don't go.
You get curious, though.
Look at Bang. Bang is going to do that. He's flying around. He's kind of getting close. We do see Strength Zapper getting a kill onto ZZQT there.
Oh, Jejunli comes back down.
No, I think it might have been the Gravity Surge. I don't know that pulled him down. But either way, he sky jumps right back up.
Could be Gravity Surged again, so have to be
they're-
careful.
They're staying at the furthest part away from the cliff here. But in the meantime, we have a war going on. Once again, we do see 2 Master Hongs here.
Yeah, they're busy.
Yep, they are always busy. And in the meantime, we do see HGM pick up another kill.
Goodness.
So, I don't know. Don't go up here, guys. Like, seriously, you see team. It's not like you don't see them. You see them. Don't go.
Say once you get up there, you'll never come back down. That's the kind of the fable tale, and it's coming to truth at the moment in time. And Master Hong still at work, getting hunted down by so many of these surrounding enemies. NNG, the gunslinger, trying to get as much damage done. Duggan Kang from OB still wants to keep this going, and up against the member KFM. Still here.
Yeah. It's not surprising.
They're
See,
not
the
gonna-
thing is, if you're not going to come up here to contest this area as a whole team, and, you know, if you think you can do it and outplay them, you can go, but
Oh, here we
it hasn't
go.
been working. But he's pretty close.
That's wrong. He's going to run in. He jumps in on time, and
Ooh, the
wonder where
AoE.
Team 12 is at the end of all of this. They're at the sky. They're coming, finally putting the sky to the ground, and once they get this fight going, they're grouped up well together and trying to go for these fights
the
one by
iframes.
one.
And another
And
sky jump and the
with
gravity surge.
Everything coming down. Now it's Master Hong's time to go
my
for all of
goodness.
this damage. And there's so
Look at
many
all the dead
bodies.
people.
And that is about 7 dead people just from that AoE coming from Master Hong. That gravity surge into the eventual Master Hong AoE was beautiful to watch.
Yeah, plus the Toxic Cloud. I saw the Toxic Cloud being procced right in the middle as well. So, oh my goodness, that was insane.
I think that turned from literally like 17 all the way down to 7 in like a matter of seconds.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But anyways, we do still see HGM's staying alive, doing well, even without
Okay, the
Master
Blade Master
Hong.
ultimate, and Jejunli is still got to stay alive. Does he have the heals to get back onto health, though? That's the big question.
We'll have to see about that. A lot of the tech being used as well in the meantime, but Duggan Kang staying alive for a very long time with Master Hong, doing all the AoE damage that he can. But look at him just get CC'd and just tanking everything.
Has so much health, and he even gets healed back up by his teammates. So now we're going to see what we can do with that one little Master Hong left. And Jejunli for the Blade Master of HGM getting 3 kills in a row now. So he's on a roll at the moment. And
another gravity surge. Wanted to do some AoE damage, but it's not going to work out. And now we have HGM, we have OB, and NNG. We have 3 teams alive.
3v2v1.
Oh my goodness, look at all the AoE.
Yeah, and then Master Hong is winning at the moment and trying to make sure he can get at least 1 knockout as much as he can. Let's get the knockout this time around, and we'll see this continuation of this fight. And so many people on low health.
Duggan Kang, the Master Hong, ran out.
Yeah, so we're
He's
going to
back.
see the KFM for NNG
Duggan Kang
dying
double
out.
kill.
KFM will go down for a HGM.
I think it's a 1v1v1.
Could it be?
It's
I
OB
think you're
versus
right.
HGM versus NNG here.
You're right.
Oh no, there's another team here. It's a 2v1v1.
2v1v1. Blade Dancer ultimate does hit Jaejun Lee. So that was a surprising hit. Now Jaejun Lee has to find ways to heal back up while trying to finish off the members. So now it's going to be this 2v1v1. Now that SF is gone out. Seems like HGM can do it once again as long as he can win this fight against the Blade Dancer of Duggan Kang.
And he's gone.
Yep, that's going to be it. The Blade Master ultimate is going to be good enough. And the last few hits confirmed, and another 22 points given over towards HGM as they finish off round 3 as the victors again.
And 12 kills this time.
Goodness
So in
me.
round 1 it was 9 kills. Now it's 12 kills with 2 players alive. So that's gonna be a ton of points. However, on your screen you see Duggan Kang in the middle, kind of disappointed that he couldn't carry his team to victory. However, I think he still did a good job. He stayed as Master Hog, stayed alive, got a lot of the aggros, and I think picked up a couple of kills. I didn't actually get to see how many kills that they got as a team, but on your screen, the victors, Jaejun Kim, he was getting scolded and being made fun of by Group A's players, but right now it feels like he knows what he's doing.
And Jaejun Lee, he knows that what he came into today, knowing what his strategy was going to be, just camp, and until you can't camp any longer, then you'll come down and try to get some kills in. It's been working out at least for rounds 1 and 3, and even round 2 getting 20 plus points. That's not bad either for a failure of a strategy. So, and now they're going to be comfortably in first place with no one being able to chase them for this very last round. They can literally just go on. They'll probably end up in top 5.
Possibly, yeah. So we'll have to see because, wow, HGM, nobody is able to contest them for the camping position here. We're going to see the rankings for round 3, and then we'll see the total rankings of the 3 rounds. But we do see Ken, Korsh, Rong, as well as Nikkei, and one member of Prey dying out pretty early, and you can see the points. When you die this early and you don't get as much points, and you're not going to be able to help out your team here.
True, and Breezy gets into the middle of the pack for the very first time today, so props to them for not doing as bad as previously. But we're going to go to HCM. Number 1 is going to be Yejin Jun, our Force Master, our female player for the side of HGM, getting first place, but getting 7 kills on the board. So very nicely done for her. 18 points individually, she was able to get her first team. And now we're going to get Jaejun Lee on the 4th place mark, getting 11 points once again with 4 kills added onto himself. So very nicely done for this entire team, who now collect this 44 points in addition to so many points that they've already gotten in the first 2 rounds. Let's see where they put them in the total rankings.
Yep, but in the meantime, we do see the total rankings of that round 3, you know, the round rankings as well as the kill points added up. And oh my goodness, these, like HGM, they're just up there. The camping strategy and picking up kills is working out, and let's see.
111 points.
And even with round 2 just getting like 26 points, and we thought, all right, maybe HGM it was luck in round 1, but in round 3 they do come back. And now there's going to be a lot of problems for maybe the 5th place through 11th place team, because now it's super close. I think we have 1 more round left, but anything could happen.
Yeah, with 111 points, they are basically 50 points almost over the current 6th place team. So basically, they're already in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be doing it for us for round number 3. You're going to have 1 more round where HGM, more or less not, they've already made it, but for the other teams, the top 5 will be solidified here and there. So be sure to stay tuned, guys. We'll have 1 more commercial break. We'll be back with the very last round of the day.
exist, live and die just for this. Your poison is a kiss, I'm drowsing. Sexual tension, I can't explain. Under your spell, I'm addicted to pain. You'll have to torture me. Sensual dominator. Tie me up and then you leave. This love is going nowhere.
Think she can't get a last-second clutch? Watch this. Think he can't carry his team while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every challenge. Now it's your turn. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
윤준호 화이팅!
가는 경우도
지금 벌써 초반부터 붙어요?
1쾌하러 온 거 아닙니다. 이거 대회예요.
네.
그렇습니다.
아니 뭐 싸운다면 저희가 말리진 않습니다.
여기서 보이는 탭팀과 지금 소년태도 보이거든요.
안혁기!
HH가 저희가 뭐 수풀이라든가 뭐 폭포라든가 집안이라든가 이런 데 숨을 줄 알았었는데
네.
생각보다 싸움이 좀 많이 펼쳐지고 있는 편.
간부
출신이시잖아요.
저도 간부 출신 아닙니까?
네.
이런 데 귀찮아도 않아요. 근데 오다가
들어왔죠.
거기를
이걸
바로 빨리 왔다가 지금 와.
한편
이거 뭐죠?
왔죠.
왔죠.
놀랐어.
네.
깜짝 놀랐어.
그럴 수가 없습니다. 타겟 뭐야? 홍석근!
여기서 홍석근 그 청하지만 밖으로만
그렇죠.
벗어나게 하면 이거 몰라요.
네, ABC 킬 엄청 먹었습니다. 박승민이.
혹시나 누가 사령 투척하고 하고 있으면
여기서
다 밀어내고
다 밀어냈어.
2대1대1
2대1랑
2대1대1
안혁기 지금
아웃될 것 같죠?
아웃됐습니다.
이거 지금
여기서 태양의 비대규. 차차차차차.
설마 이거
이대규가
이렇게 되면 한 명만 1위 점수를 가져가기 때문에 역전의 기회가 얼마든지 있거든요.
홍석근이 있는데. 홍석근이 있는데. 홍석근.
삼석근으로 이번 경기 잡아내야죠 본인도.
김태현은 자기랑 1위 똑같거나 생긴 게 좋았는데.
뒤덮습니다. 못 들어가요.
Think she can't get a last-second clutch? Watch this. Think he can't carry his team while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every challenge. Now it's your turn. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
So welcome back, everyone. We're back with BST 2019 and just trying to get back into this round 4 of things. And we're just trying to go with the flow here and trying to see what we can do for this very last round, as basically the big campers coming into today are more successful than the ones we found last week in GOD. GOD was able to get themselves into second, but right now commanding first place for HGM at the moment.
Yeah, and you also always have to keep in mind which teams, which players are on each group. I think in Group B, there's no team that's as strong in fighting as ABC was in Group A. So nobody is able to contest HGM, because HGM, we have Jaejun Lee, who has the offline experience, who has, even though his career as a 1v1 or a 3v3 tag team match as a Blade Master wasn't so great, he still has the experience and he's able to kind of be the leader of his team in Group B for HGM. So maybe that's one of the reasons why, because if Shingyun Kim's team ABC was in Group B, I don't think HGM will be able to freely camp and freely kill steal, freely just pick off one player at a time and get this many kills, this many rank points.
Yeah, just this many points overall that been getting. It's been outrageous for many different reasons, because we didn't think that the camping team should be the best team out of any tournament, but so far in Shackled Owls, camping seems to be still a working strategy. It's a very much a successful strategy for both GOD and HGM, and feels like this round 4 will not be any different. At least 20 points picked up by the team. I don't see that not happening for them.
Yeah, and you also have to notice, in Group A, when we saw the campers, they're always on the top of the tree. They're just getting as much information. But if you notice, HGM, when they camp and when they just stay still and watch, they go to a place not so high. And they go to a place where it's possible for one or two players to just kind of run by, and they always pick one or two players off at a time, and that's how they're able to pick and collect those kill points as well. So I think HGM, their camping style is a little bit different from GOD or any other teams that we saw in the past.
Well, we know that Jaejun Lee likes to camp, and that's his favorite style of play, no matter what type of game mode that he plays in Blade and Soul. Shakodao seems to be a fitting one for him, and he tried this in Clan Championship, didn't work out as much, but I guess he did a lot more study on which terrain is a lot more advantageous than others, and so far it's been working out, at least for rounds 1 and 3, and round 2 giving a pretty mediocre result that's still going to make this team entirely happy. So is there anyone who can come up to the challenge to defeat this camping squad to make sure that they can topple over them, not give them at least 20 points on the match?
We'll have to see about what happens in this last round, because it is the last round, and if you want to get into top 5, you either have to camp so well like HGM has been doing, or just get a lot of kills.
Yeah, this is going to be the final test for all of our 15 teams, including HGM, who are on their way to make it to top 5. Let's see who gets there. Someone was rooting against HGM in the crowds. They're saying, everybody from HGM be eliminated in the first minute. That was kind of mean, but I think they kind of deserve it. I mean, no one wants to see just all-in camping team be this successful.
Yeah, because if that happens, everybody's going to just opt to do that, and it's going to be a very, very dull game in the beginning.
In the beginning, you say, it might happen all the way to the very end. And the blade goes down. We are beginning this round 4. I wonder who can take the blade back out. That's a big blade.
Yeah, King Arthur.
King Arthur. Yeah. Going back to our old days.
Yeah.
We're talking about Tom and Jerry a little bit earlier. We got very facetious about that. But more or less, we are still going to round 4 with a bit of curiosity as to say, will it work once again for HGM? They probably will camp once again, just like they did for rounds 1, 2, and 3, and they'll probably do it for round 4. But this team, with Jaejun Lee, Blade Master, the leader and kind of the pioneer for this camping meta, and Blade and Soul, Shakodaos, he's going to do it again, but how good will it be this time around?
All right, well, they do go to Deserted Hamlet. Nobody is going there. Nobody's going to contest them. So it's going to buy them time to loot and find a place to camp. However, you can see now Empty Shrine on the western side is empty, because we usually had at least one team go there. But now everybody is just going to Forest Camp, and we have 3 to 4 teams around that area. In round 1 we had 1, in round 2 we had 2, and now by round 4 we have 3 to 4 teams around there, so it's not going to be an empty place anymore.
Well, in Crossroads though, we're seeing a little bit of fights break upon, but we're back to Forest Camp.
Yeah.
As we're looking at the Blade Dancer from Wrong. A team that hasn't been doing so well, I would have to say.
Not so well at all. They have to do, well, they always have in mind that they're not going to get eliminated. They go to the losers bracket, so it's okay, but you just want to get into the finals and just rest a couple weeks before.
Sure. And it seems like Team Wrong might lose another member, something that has gone wrong once again. Might be happening now with the BM losing a lot of health.
Okay, the health boost is procced. However, like you were saying, not in such a great position here.
Look at the CQT though. Soul Fighter losing a bit of health, but can heal back in time.
Alright, well, you guys have to remember that this is the early fight where the looting phase probably wasn't finished by either teams. So we're not going to be seeing a lot of Toxic Clouds or Strength Sappers here. Go. They're both kind of fighting passively. They're not going all in because they're not sure. And look at this. The Cold War. They decide to back off.
Sure. I mean, why not go back to the looting phase and to pick up more items? Because you're not sure for either team who's going to win out the fight. You don't want to fight in a 50-50 scenario when you know this is the last round where everything will be decided in terms of who's going to be in the top 5 going all the way to the finals. And can have a bye week in week 3. Not have to go to that loser's bracket one more time to make sure you can get to the finals.
Well, we do have, now we're at the top here, Abandoned Village. We'll see if any fight will break out because there's also 3 teams around on this island. And You know, every this is the area for ABC, right? Shingen Kim's team that happened last week, and they were able to get so many kills and pick off every team that came to the abandoned village. And this time in Group B, it feels like more of a peaceful looting phase when even though you have 3 to 4 teams in one area, they don't go all in because they know it's early phase. They know they can't get the strength zappers to land. They don't have the toxic clouds to be used. So they kind of fight to see, and then they back off. And that's what's been happening in the early games, at least in this round.
Yeah, and the circle really not far away from anyone at the moment, so everyone can get to where they need to be. Looking at the Soul Fighter coming from ZZQT, a team that was fighting a little bit earlier but did back out. Also looking at the tip, the right side tip of where we currently stand on the crossroads. This is team number 7, ENG, a team that has been doing very, very well. Still sits at 2nd place, but a little bit of a margin between them and the first place team of HGM. They have 87 at the moment. HGM has 111. So about 24-point difference for these guys. We'll have a fight breakout inside the housing.
Group summon.
We're gonna have it right here. You talked about the group summon to initiate the fight. Team 1 with Witch losing a lot of health and trying to use the health boost to try to get back up to par, but a lot of HP in the midst of all of this, and Team 11 OB doing a very good job of trying to shave these guys down just a little bit by bit.
Alright, here we go. The AoE's happening, and Byung-Chun gets
Summoner's
rid
out.
of one of the members. The summoner from Witch is out.
That's it, all of them out.
Yeah, they're
Warden's
all
going to
down,
be
yeah.
out, and the Blade Master are out, and they're all gone. Team Witch,
in
7th
7th
place. That
place.
was at 7th place after round 3. Definitely will not be heading to top 5 after that fight.
Yeah, definitely. And you also have to remember that OB was only 3 points behind NNG, who is in 2nd. So now with the kills here at least, they're starting to catch up, and they could possibly bring down NNG from the 2nd place. And the Strength Zapper.
Strength Zapper missed.
Yeah,
Actually, no, going on the other end. HGM in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
They lost 2 members.
Yeah.
And Jejun Lee is now by himself. He cannot have the same amount of success as he did in the first 3 rounds. Doesn't work with 1 member left alive here.
We'll have to see how good of a camper Jejun Lee is now by himself. He's not going to be able to pick up kills as much, but maybe going for the rank points just to keep them or his team up there. But in the meantime, Korish having a successful fight against Team Wrong. And it's very unfortunate for Team Wrong because they've been running into so many different teams. They were running away from one team, they run into another, and now they lose 2 members. Only 1 member alive here. Surprisingly not getting chased.
It's very true. We'll have to see how this comes about. So we're looking at Team 5 now, going up against Team Nikkei, a team that also has been struggling all day long. They're going to be going down with their Gunslinger out of here. And MSL, a team that's trying to get into the top 5 for sure. They're at number 4 at the moment, very close. As long as they can get some kills and finish pretty high up in the rankings, it's going to be their optimism.
Okay. Well, we do have a couple teams like Bang, Prey, and AOA who are still alive, which in 7th place got eliminated, so they're out for now. But Bang, Prey, AOA, and maybe even Team Wrong, depending on how well they do. Oh my goodness, but look at this. Wait, what is happening? Is he not going to go for the kill?
SF though, like,
is that AFK? Like, did
that's
something
what I
happen?
was gonna ask. Is the SF just AFK?
No, look at
he's
this.
right there.
No, look at this.
He was there the whole
Yeah,
time.
he was there. Gravity Surge pulls him down. They caught him, so oh my goodness, wow! It's like pretend AFK.
This is finally when the Jerry Mouse gets hunted and does die
my
out in the end. So
gosh.
this is the only time that HGM. Oh man, they're not gonna get 20+ points for the first time, but they're
Yeah.
still in top 5 for sure.
Yeah, they're gone. They're gone. They're the 2nd team to be eliminated. Team Witch is gone. Now Team HGM is gone, the first place team. And like you said, you know, they could have gone home and they could probably still be in top 5 without doing anything. So, you know, I don't think you guys have to worry about HGM not making it into top 5. But now it's just all about the other teams that are like such as Bang, Prey, AOA, and Team Wrong, and maybe even Korish, who could possibly get into top 5 depending on how they do in this last round. Because you know, they're only like 10 to 20 points away from being at least top 3.
Yeah, important point there, but
right,
who picks
Manticore?
up the Manticore? It seems like Team 8 and Team 15 were in contention. And we see another Midnight Manticore getting ready to go. And we were talking about this before the cast, but Blue Manticore being named the Midnight Manticore. And the Black Manticore being named the Dusk Manticore.
Not Dusk.
Twilight.
Twilight.
Twilight. Twilight, yes. So like, the color coordination for me there isn't there. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I would have to agree. Usually I would think Midnight will be dark. Or black.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Twilight
will be like
kind
the
of
bluish.
the bluish,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's the hue of that.
Yeah, but you know, we didn't make the game.
We're not gonna question NC Soft. They can do
No,
whatever
we
they
can
want.
question him, but you know, we can't do anything about it.
No, I don't even want to question
Yeah.
them. That's what I want to do.
Okay.
NC Soft, you can do whatever you like, and we'll just follow your orders.
Okay. Well, Kin and AOA. AOA is actually one of the teams that have the possibility of making it at least 4th or 5th.
Oh man,
But
AOA.
as I say that, they just get eliminated and they just.
Yeah, that's what happens. And now looking
Go.
towards trying to get this in. They were
Spirit
actually,
wall closing in.
Bang was really trying to
Look at
heavily
this.
hunt down the Manticore.
Obi's
but-
waiting for them.
Okay, who's gonna win out this one? Bang hasn't had a good fight in any of their scenarios today, but feels like they're gonna just back up once again, not really want to get themselves into a fight.
All right. Yeah, Bang definitely not in a great position, even though it is still possible because they're in 6th place. That's why they're playing it more cautiously. They want to get the rank points. They still want to pick up a couple kill points, but only when it's needed. But in the meantime, we do have 3 teams in this area on your
Obi.
screen right now.
We'll get into another fight though. Carrot with BN going to be called out. 3v1 on this instance. It might just go out very easily at the end, so the BM will be eliminated. KFM will be eliminated by Obi, so I think the Turret's all over the place with their positioning and getting hunted down by 2 teams in a row now.
All right, well, Prey also goes down, one of the members, and yeah, like you said, Terra, he was just they were all over the team, and they were playing like they weren't a team.
Yeah,
and
so
that's what happens.
They're gonna lose 2 members just like that. I think they have 1 more member of Terret still alive, if I'm not wrong. But NNG does pick up a kill for themselves, and MSL, another team that just got a kill, will be looking for their own rights. See if this fight will break open. Looking at it now, as a gunslinger, kind of keeping his distance.
Yeah, definitely wants to run. You can tell that he's not even looking back. Oh, okay. So
splitting up.
Yeah,
a
they're
little bit.
split it up.
But now going back to it, the gunslinger trying to just join back with his teammates. There's just a good chance for MSL to open up this team fight.
they
and
did.
do 3v2.
Oh, the
at
burst
least
is
for this meantime.
crazy.
The health boost is going to keep them alive for a bit, but a good strength sapper will kill off the assassin right away. So now all of a sudden, NNG are pretty much in the favor of winning this one with MSL losing a member so early. They're going to go for the gunslinger this time around and feels like they can get it without any problem, but the gunslinger just hopped back to survive on that instance.
All right, NNG, they definitely knew what they were doing. They're gatekeeping right now at the tip.
Oh, they're right at the tip. Yeah, then the Soul Fighter will be out of here. I think the last member was outside the circle, lost to the Spirit Wall, and it's going to be the MSL. No, I think MSL is just gone, just like that. And I think NNG picking up that 3 kills, all towards that 1 player. Did a very good job for them to move on with this.
Okay, well, you have to remember, MSL and ZZQT right now, they were 4th and 5th at the start of this 4th round. They were both at 77 points. And Bang, Witch, Prey, AOA, they were all in the early 60s and the late 50s, which means the top 5 could change. MSL already being eliminated, and we still have ZZQT alive, we still have Bang alive, and I think we still had Prey alive, yeah, even with 1 player. So there's still potential for MSL and even possibly for ZZQT to get pulled down.
Yeah, and for Bang to a team that has played a little bit wayward for the first 3 rounds, still have a chance if they get a very nice victory on this one. Definitely could pick themselves back up to that top 5 position. As we're looking at OB going up against Kin, it's going to just group up together, try to fight against 1 member at a time from OB, and OB just not allowing that single-handed targeting. The group summon will get them to escape in time. So the distance is too far for OB to go back in on that one.
Yeah, and they also have to know that the Spirit Wall or the next circle is far away. Even though the circle's small, so you don't have that much, area or distance to travel, but still, this circle, if you get hit by it, it's gonna hurt. So they have to prepare to get in, because if they get gate kept, that's gonna be a huge problem.
ENG taking the page, the HGM playbook. Going for that mousetrap on the top of that stone cliff. I don't think they got the kill there, but still did a decent damage to at least scare him away.
NNG was also outside of the circle, so they have to move in, and oh my goodness, this area, I think it's being covered by a huge rock that, okay, now that huge rock is outside the circle, so now everybody has to come down. Here we go. We still have a little bit of high ground. We have this one huge tree here that people are camping on top of, but in the meantime, everybody that's at the bottom, now the chaotic fight happens.
Yeah, we see AOA KFM being eliminated on that one, and Team Kin with team number 8 still trying to go in as all 3, trying to fight against ZZQ2 every time they come up on that instance, but still seeing a bit of a fight all around the field, except Team 3 with Team Quartz just kind of looking along the sidelines, and
they're doing the HGM strat.
They are, and they're doing a pretty good job with it, but look at all this. Everybody pulled into the one position, but not many kills that we saw from the kill feed being recorded. Look at
that.
8.
Look at Kid.
Just waiting for that Soul Fighter to get close enough they can drag him in.
All right. They're just literally just waiting. If
They're
curious,
literally doing the HGM comp.
Yeah. So we have Team Quartz on top doing that.
Okay, look at Breezy though.
Oh, but look at that! What is happening here?
A lot of fight happening out, and feels like this guy might be resulting into so many members of so many different teams being eliminated on this instance.
All right, we do have Team Terra as well as ZZQT still alive. Just fighting here and there. Bang and Korsh and Kin, NNG, ZZQT are the 5 teams that still have a 3-man squad going on for them.
And Bang's just gonna be going on here. Still going on with this, and Byung-Chan Jun, the Soul Fighter for OB, will die out to Korch. And the Summoner from Prey will die out as well. We're seeing very quick eliminations here and there. And the Playmaster just able to get back in from that circle, and Spirit Wall is gonna start putting a lot of people in danger, but that Blade Dancer ultimate
my goodness!
will get a lot of damage onto so many of
Another
these
gravity
members.
surge.
And we're going to see more and more of this as attracting everybody to come in, trying to get all these kills. See if they can get it.
He gets in. Time distortion. Oh my goodness, it's been such a long time to see that skill being procced, but the gravity surge has been the meta, and it's so good right now. Unfortunately, we're not. Oh, another one!
Yeah, another gravity surge.
Literally just grouping everybody.
Trying to chain that into further damage, but nothing coming good enough to get the kill. But the Gunslinger for NNG will die out, and Team Kin still looking at their options. And trying to show that Strength Sapper and trying to see if they can get the damage in.
My goodness, if that gravity surge and Strength Sapper or even the Toxic Cloud is used correctly, that would give them so many kills. Look at this, gets pulled in. I think that one. Okay, that one was a gravity surge. The one before that was just a regular pull.
Oh, but the
Toxic
Dancer
Cloud
will just die to the Toxic Cloud. You didn't have too much HP left, but Team Bang still going strong here. I think they all have all 3 members to work with, at least 2. And they're still going on with Team 8. Team King who's trying to stay alive for such a long time. Yeah. So we were talking about them getting a first place in this match could put them into top 5, and they have 2 members left remaining. Now it's going to be a 2v1. And NNG just trying to fight on to the end, but I don't see a 2v1 winning for NNG in this instance. It just jumps out, actually.
Back steps out.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's going to give it a kill given over to them. But Bang, having a pretty bad round from 1, 2, and 3, only getting a couple of points in between, will get that first place finish in round number 4 with 2 surviving members, automatically giving a 22 points with a lot of kills that they've gotten throughout that game. That might be good enough for them to advance to the next round.
All right, well, Bang probably got enough points. I don't know who they will be dragging down from top 5 to get up there, but on your screen right now, NNG, a team that we always see at the end of the circle, right?
Yeah.
Like
very consistent.
Yeah, they're definitely consistent. They're pretty aggressive, but still they're able to stay until the end to show us that no matter how they play, they're gonna always be in the final circle.
And I think the fans might be right on this one. I'm putting ENG as the top team because with 32 points they got in the round 4, they were 34 points maybe behind. I would have to say HGM, so maybe they got second in the end, but still my calculations aren't gonna be as exact as we're gonna see just in a few minutes. But yeah, altogether, Bang getting 30 plus points on that one will conclude in them probably making the top 5. I think they're going to be very close.
Yeah, it definitely will be. We'll have to see. But this is the round rankings for the individual players.
See a lot of Witch. See a lot of Wrong. See a lot of Nikkei. AOA.
Weird to see HGM here, but yeah, we did see them get eliminated early.
True. We did see 2 members of HGM leaving Jejun Lee by himself to be alone in that instance, but still he fought strong, but didn't get too many points off of their round 4 endeavor.
Yep, and here you also see we just saw a lot of members of MSL in the middle of the pack, and they didn't want to do that because it was possible for them to get contested for that top 5 position. We'll see what happens when we see the total rankings, but right now, here we do see a lot of 2 members of Bang getting the 11 points as you see here. So I think that's definitely going to bring them up. Look at this. 37 points, 32. So I think this round 4, look at this. Look at how many teams got 30-something points.
Yeah, and that's going to really just shake up the table a little bit. I think ENG, they might be close to getting first. I'm not sure. I think they're going to be very, very close. And Bang, I think they would have made it to top 5 with we have to make sure and try to look at the total rankings after this. We're going to get the total rankings to you guys very, very soon to see if Bang, with that one burst of energy in that round 4, was good enough for them to make it the top 5 to go all the way to the finals without that 3rd week of losers bracket.
Yep, and here we go.
Oh my goodness!
Oh.
Bang made it as 5th place, and ENG and HGM are tied. But more kills for HGM means that they're gonna be just over them. So
wow,
yeah, we thought they were gonna be close, but not this close though.
Yeah, the funny thing is, ENG, they have more survival, they have more rank points. But they're actually the aggressive team.
Yeah.
And HGM, they're the camping team, but they get more points. It's kind of, it's an irony. But Bang, oh my goodness, we saw MSL die, and I called it out. I was saying MSL was one of the teams with ZZQT that was at 4th and 5th place that had the possibility of not being in top 5 at the end of round 4, and that actually happened to MSL.
Yeah, while we saw MSL just be very consistent all throughout today, and thinking that they will clearly make that top 5 position, Bang just steals it away from them. That one burst of wonder that these 3 guys have shown in that very last round of 4, it was good enough for them to get to that number 5 position. Number 4 for ZZQT, a team that just kind of came out of nowhere in the very last few rounds. It did very well to collect that number 4. And your team, OB, is going to be number 3. So you beat me out on the bet, putting yourself at number 3 and myself at number 5.
All right, well, at least Bang made it up, and, I was worried because, Team Bang, we had some veterans, and, we were talking about this in the earlier parts of the broadcast, saying in Group A, most of the veterans made it up into top 5. In Group B, we didn't have as much or as many veterans from the previous Blade and Soul tournament, but still, it would have been sad to see some of them go and not make it, but it felt like, most of them made it up.
Yeah, and the fans were right about ENG just being so good.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's a brand new set of players that we've never seen before in Blade and Soul tournaments, but yeah, they do well enough today to get number 2, and definitely is the first thing that we really have to expect coming into the next week. But so we're not going to see those top 5 teams going on to next week. It's going to be that losers bracket where the bottom 10 teams of groups A and B will join it in a 20-team format for the very first time in this tournament, and we'll get to see them fight it out for that top 10 position to join in the finals at the end.
Yeah, so next week, we've been having 45-player group stages. Starting next week, we're going to have a 60-man game. So it's going to be a lot more early fights. However, like you were saying, it's going to be the top 10 teams instead of top 5. So, because of having more players, we're going to allow more teams to go up into the grand finals. But still, it is a losers match. And just because it's a losers match doesn't mean, majority of these teams are bad. It's just there were such great teams that made it into top 5. Now they're gone.
Yeah, very true. And we were talking about Loyal from Group A, very impressive on their results, but just got number 6. Similar to what MSL did, they were very impressive all throughout the day, but just placing at number 6 means that they have to come back next week to do this all over again, this time with 60 players online to make sure they can just try to have their one last try to make it to the finals, because all these teams, 20 teams that we'll have next week, they're just one step away to make it to the finals, to have just an equal opportunity as any other teams to go for that prize money.
Exactly. So next week is going to be very important for these 20 teams. Now we have the 10 teams that went up. However, next week it's going to be 30 minutes earlier.
It's true. You're going to join us 30 minutes earlier for next week's broadcast. But thank you guys once again for joining us. This was myself, Joel Sylvie, with Ending Life for another week of Blade. So we'll come back next week with the losers bracket as we give one more opportunity for all these teams to thrive. So we'll see you then.